Hello and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is Dave and I'll be your Game Master. Different word. I'll be your Game Master this session of Pendragon. We are playing the second adventure contained within the Game Master's Handbook, and that book, along with the core rulebook and all other Pendragon products, are available over at chaosium.com. This video, along with our other sort of actual plays, be it Pendragon, Call of Cthulhu, hence the Keeper, and others are all over on the Chaosium YouTube channel. We do stream live each week on the Chaosium Twitch channel. We'll get back into the action because our player knights are being pursued by mounted Saxons right after these introductions. We'll go around the table and meet the characters. I'll begin with Art and Sir Boris.
Hi, I'm Art, and I am playing a big knight. I am playing Sir Boris Morrison, not the finest swordsman in the land, but the most enthusiastic. Big man, big barrel chest, big resonant voice, big personality, very few actual skills. He is here to take hits, deliver hits, sometimes with swords, sometimes with fisticuffs, and generally just try and, keep his companions alive. And he has a little nugget of chivalry that's slowly like
a seed
becoming a seed of chivalry before chivalry is even a thing in the world yet. He's got the little sense of, I'm a big person and all of the little people need to be taken care of, so I shall do that because I am big.
Mother hen,
that's as far as
just gathering up all the ducklings. I mix my animals.
Yeah,
but,
if he had two brain cells to rub together, he might, think about the fact that that's like quite patriarchal and maybe not the best way to exist in the world. But he doesn't, so he just thinks he's doing a good thing.
we're so far back in feudal. Yeah. Fantastic. Let's go across to Jackson with Sir Hervis.
I'm Jackson. I'm playing Sir Hervis, son of Pharamond, of the golden hair, gleaming white teeth, dulcet tones, knight of PR and marketing and networking, and all around synergy and circling back and tabling.
Going forward?
I went too far. Moving forward.
Turning
yes,
up to the feast and explaining
vision.
you've booked this room.
Also, just to be clear, Jackson, are you of golden hair and sparkling teeth, or is Pharamond of... Because you say Pharamond of thee, and I just assumed that's...
That'd be very funny.
Like,
I see what you mean.
Your whole thing is like, my dad was a shining, glorious knight, and I'm the son of that? And that's
it's a good point.
That's
to be honest, that is where most of my glory has come from so far, and so that's still main claim to fame. Until I got shot, almost killed by a Saxon last session. So that was pretty glorious. Now I just gotta spin it.
It's gotta get it there.
Look forward to that. Gonna spin it.
Can't wait.
Right round.
And yeah, you were shot last session, badly wounded, but were able to recover. As we meet our next night, things went differently.
Badly wounded, unable to recover. I love medieval stuff. I got scratched, and now I'm dying.
No cursed.
I'm playing Sir Mobe. This has not been a great year for old Moby. He's gotten lost in the woods. He's been accosted by barefoot blonde women, shot with an arrow, treated by incompetent monks, and given the cold shoulder by his dad's wife. It's all great.
It is.
And now he's riding out into battle with a festering wound, and we'll see.
Because you'd literally rather die than stay in that keep.
Get me away from that woman.
Let's go across to Alex, Dame Triamore.
Hi, I'm here. I'm Alex. I am Dame Triamore of Summerland, and I'm just delighted, slightly surprised to be here. Everything's been going kind of well for me lately, which fingers heckin' crossed, because I've got me a heckin' oath to a lady.
Yeah.
For murderizing her brother. Shouldn't have done that. But I'm real good. I'm real good on the Carnex. Play a mean trumpet, play a mean battle trumpet. Pretty handy with a sword if I can get into the battle in one piece. That first bit, still working on. I'm working hard. It's hardly working.
And we're doing our best. We're pleased to know, Alex, that during the last session, we parked Dame Tremor basically in the background of every scene, honking her horn, to just level the mood, just give us a nice even wah throughout everything.
Yeah, just a big old creepy drone in the background. That's what I'm here for.
So Alex wasn't here this last session, so for a recap for you and for the viewers at home, so Hervis was wounded going into this, and we needed to make sure that he was hearty and hale before we set off. So we handled his healing with the Lady Leah of Sir Jacob's house, looking after him, slowly nursing him back to health, and after 2 weeks he has recovered enough to, basically the plan is to leave Duplain and make for Leucomagus, and then on to, what is the actual name? Silchester, there we go, to seek aid and to plead fealty to the Duke there so he can come and rescue you. As we approach the end, I guess midpoint of the session, Jim was like, I was wounded as well. Let's have a quick first aid to see how that went.
I'd taken, to be clear, a few points of damage.
Immediately, the abbot immediately fumbled. Zemo was debilitated and then needed to be looked after by his dad's wife, who hates him, and failed several times. So, where we're picking up, it has come time for action. The castle's been under siege for 2 weeks now already, and something simply must be done. So the 4 of you have fled. Well, no, that's not true. Charged forth valiantly in the dark of night to break through the Saxon lines and then charge north through the woods, making for Silchester to bring rescue. So Mob is wounded. So as you are debilitated, Jim, as we said last time, just reset the stakes. Basically any extreme action, or even just significant action, will just cause you just straight damage. Just little dink, dink, dinks every time something happens. And you're going to carry that with you until you get a successful drudgery check, which requires a week of basically rest and care. So unlikely to happen on the road.
Because I rolled huge deterioration numbers for the amount of damage I was taking, I don't have a ton of those I can take. I can take a few, but so we'll see, which is very good that I crit my horsemanship roll coming out to try and not go faster or anything, but just to not aggravate my wound.
Yes. Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
I'm hiding the zombie bite right now.
And also just to set an expectation for, I guess lethality. That's not really what I'm trying to set it for. So a lot of games have you just get into it and it's well, it's a fight to the death then. Prepare to die. It's you or us. If it's other knights or any sort of even battle, surrender is a valid option, and they would rather have you as hostage than dead, because you can be sold back to your lord, or you can be turned, or who knows what else. So if the going gets tough, Jim, a real choice is I can't go on, I'm gonna sit here by the side of the road and get caught. If it's really to the point where it's that or death, maybe there's an honor thing. You have been captured and your lord would need to ransom you out, but it's kind of the expectation that they would just rather take you. So unless you literally just kill yourself in the saddle, you probably would just be captured or carried along.
Yeah.
So,
would there be a glory or an honor hit for doing such a thing?
Look, I'm sure there would. I do not have a number to hand, but yes, it probably wouldn't be a glory hit. I actually, correct me if I'm wrong,
I would assume that becoming a hostage in would probably add to your tale.
Yeah.
Oh no, but
I don't think
intentionally doing it. Surely that makes a difference.
I don't think glory can go down. I think because the story's just getting bigger, unless something magically erases you, or at least I haven't found any instances of it going down.
Gotcha.
Honor could, yeah, I could see you taking a bit of an honor hit. And
I feel like though, if you're
up.
I'm gonna die, there's plenty of instances where the concept of honor does not mean you do a stupid.
Yeah.
It's you act in a way that is honorable and
That's a good
within.
point.
You're more likely to take a hit to valorous than you are to honor if you're like, because the other thing is like, oh, I'm injured, I am slowing my companions down, I am the one who is stopping them from succeeding in their mission. The correct choice here, the honorable choice, is to ensure that they go ahead and to sacrifice my own like glory in this moment to ensure their success. Like that's it. Really, I think depends on how. Like if you're perfectly healthy and you're like, I surrender.
Yeah.
No.
The issue is potentially that I'm not Sir Hervis. I haven't got this PR wing. If I was strategic about it, I might let it slip.
Yeah.
That I was hiding the fact that I was injured and I had sallied forth all the same because I'm so desperate to help. And then if I get captured, it's like, wow, it's so cool. He was desperate to try and do something and it just sort of like distract people. But famously modest. I didn't. I'm actually hiding it, which is a terrible idea.
yeah. That's it. I think it's all in how you present it. The number I do have to hand, because it was presented in one of the scenarios, is slaying a knight that has already surrendered is an immediate -5 honor, which is a pretty big hit. So like this is, and that just kind of shows the stakes of why you wouldn't do it. Mostly because it's evil. So yeah. So everyone has charged forth, but what I want to sort of cut back to briefly before is to Dame Triamore. So 2 weeks have gone past. You've kind of been assisting. I think we had you assist a first aid check, which did go successfully, and generally sort of like just aiding with the siege and things. You would have been present in all of the conversations and able to, give your opinion on the plan as you are a knight and there to give counsel. As it gets towards the end, and once it's actual go time, and so Boris has gotten all the horses ready, and everyone's planning to leave, you've been told not to take squires. The idea is you're going to go quickly. You've actually been given courses from Sir Jacob's stables that are faster than your own rouncies to travel on, and you're taking no squires with you because you're looking to travel quickly. Pierce will find you, Dame Triamore, and taking a knee, ask you to join. He sees this as his last true chance to prove himself before the year is out, and he believes that if he can be of service to you and of service to Lord Robert, then he may earn his place in the household. Doesn't say much of this, but it's clear to you that's kind of the angle. He is also genuinely looking to help. He's the more senior of the pages with you, and capability, he probably can do it, but ultimately it's up to you, and you have been kind of told, like it was just like, and squires won't go, so you will need to bring this up if you want to bring him.
Yeah, I would bring it up. I would tell him with honesty that I would plead his case with the Lord, but I have really high homage Lord. Whatever he says goes.
Yep.
But I understand where he's coming from, and I will plead his case, which I don't know if that's entirely reassuring.
He just says, I want nothing more than to try to help, and to be given the opportunity to do so.
Case shall be pled.
This would be probably orate, or probably is orate, actually, more than courtesy.
Cool.
It's not just like going around it, it's persuading them to let you change. If you would like to invoke a passion or anything,
let's have a looky.
And do so.
It's not really anything there for me.
Yeah, okay. It might just be a straight roll then.
Yeah. Cinnamon's decided that today is a lapsit day, which... Ow.
Oh my goodness.
That's weird.
Well done. Okay. Yeah, that does it.
Might not be good for Piers, but
Hey,
Well done.
he only wants a chance. Okay, very nicely done. What do you think the case is that you make to Lord Robert?
I think it's pretty straightforward that Piers is one of our peers. Essentially, he came up with us. He grew up with us. It was really just requiring a little bit more time after a challenging final year of being a squire that necessitated him staying that way, and he is more than ready now. And besides, we've lost so many in recent battles. We've had a real trouncing where we just we lost so many good knights recently. We need to put faith in the next generation of knights, and that includes my squire. All I want to do was help him, bring glory to the nation as he's so desires. In my role as his knight, it's all I can really do for him.
Yeah. Lord Robert is not unfamiliar with Pierce's ambitions.
He's worked bloody hard. He has worked harder than anybody else in his cohort by a mile. The fact that he's still here is honestly amazing.
And he listens to it, and he's clearly impressed by your faith in him as well. And he remarks that before Pierce was your squire, before he was Lord Robert's subject, he was a friend first, and what he can do, he will give him every opportunity to raise himself up. He grants this request. He reminds you that this will be difficult. This will be a hard race. And he also reminds you that Pierce is a squire, not a knight. And though the Saxons may accept yielding from you and your party, the young squire is less likely to be taken. There is also a chance, though, perhaps, that he will be more likely to be ignored. We will just need to see how things unfold. Okay?
Yep.
I love the idea for a minute that because Robert trained up with us and everything.
Yeah.
There was a shape where Pierce isn't a knight. Oh God, Pierce! It just
right, yeah.
It just
who?
Yeah, right, okay. And
thought I did all of you guys.
Robert knows what a shitty time of it he's had, relentlessly bullied and
yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right, fantastic. Well, in that case, then we go backwards and pick back up with the charge as everyone leaps forth, charging out of the walls, across the moat, there we go, found the words eventually, of Duplain, and through the Saxon camp and away into the fields beyond. Dame Triamore and Pierce, talking to myself I guess here, I need horsemanship rolls, and you have a +5 bonus because Sir Boris spent time preparing everything.
Cheers, Boris.
Big B.
All right,
I was bored.
I'll do Pierce's first. How do I do Pierce's?
All of Boris's emotions have to start with B.
So
Bored,
Pierce has 10
bombastic.
horsemanship by base. Actually, Alex, I'm just going to share you his NPC sheet, because then you can just keep doing it.
That would be very handy.
Because he's got a name.
Isn't
it just a squire roll?
He's kind of stepping up a little bit here in he's got a name, so he's trying to be a knight, yeah.
Because his squire skill is 13, so then -1 knightly, so to be, yeah.
Yeah. He's also older. He is 20. All right, Alex, I've given you his NPC sheet. So he has horsemanship. You'll get a +5 to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Pop
gonna
him
make
out.
those 2 rolls.
Hey, buddy. Horsemanship. They're in slightly different places.
Yeah, it's it's amongst the skills. Yep, you got it.
Skill charge, brawling, sheer sword, lance dagger. I don't know that it is.
It is. It's under crossbow.
Right down the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, gotcha.
Horse mar.
Great, good. Now I know where everything is. I'm gonna roll manually, and it's +5. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 17.
Oh no, sorry. That is rolled a d20 +5. The outcome is a 17. His skill is 10 +5. That is a failure.
He's failed it.
So he has failed the first.
Okay.
The first leaving. Then Tremor. Let's see how you do.
Damn it, Pierce.
Oh man.
Modifier.
You're a beast of
I'm a horse girl.
A good horse rider. Okay.
I'm a horse girl who's in band.
So, yeah.
I'm playing horse girl.
So for the as the 4 of you, 5, race forth from Duplain, you charge through the sort of Saxon camp that has been erected around it. They are caught unawares by this sudden midnight flight, and it takes them a moment to sort of gather themselves. But as you round the corner and begin to charge up along a trail through the woods, you hear the racing of knights not far behind you. The way this is handled, there is actually like pretty strong chase system in this, and what it uses is the same mechanics as hunting, which I really enjoy. And by hunting, I mean like hosting a hunt. So if a sort of important person is like, well, we're all going to gather around and we're going to go chasing boars and stags and things, it's kind of the same thing, except think of yourselves as the boars and stags.
The most dangerous game.
Yeah, exactly. And they will be racing to try and catch you. So this is handled with like a series of zones you move through, which I'm managing on my own screen. And if you can get far enough away from them, they will lose track of you. You also have these woods to sort of wind through. But if they catch up with you, they threaten combat. But they only threaten it. You will first get an opportunity to kind of wheel around and whack them backwards, slicing at them and scaring them away so that you can turn and continue your escape. But if that goes poorly, then this will turn into extended combat. The numbers are in their favor. They were an entire army. And as you look behind you, racing along, you can see the torches being raised as at least maybe 10 or so knights are turning and coming after you. You don't have the exact numbers.
10 of them against 4 of us. I pity them.
Where's Pierce?
Now run!
So, for where's Pierce? Pierce has fallen behind immediately. You have a choice to make, the 4 of you. You can continue as a group, in which case you basically take the lowest roll in any one. So if one of you fails, you all fail. If one of you fumbles, you all fumble. Or you can split out and away. And I believe you can make this choice after rolling. So you can sort of, if one of you fumbles, you can all be like, damn it, and stay back to help them. Or you can like charge off. Remember, your primary duty is to get word to Silchester that you need aid. But as you can keep together, then, you know, that might bring the numbers in your favor in combat. Where it begins, Pierce is still ahead of the others. He's just not as far ahead as you all might be. Do you want to stay as a group, or do you want to keep the lead? And you can choose this individually. We can basically move it into 2 different parties if necessary.
I gotta help Pierce. I can't just leave him immediately.
You're going to stay with him?
Yeah.
I was about to say, I probably look towards you because you and I currently are the best riders, I think. We've both got with that +5 to 20, and I was about to do like a whistle and like we're gonna go off and leave. We're the best riders.
You can do that. I'm looking back at Pierce, and it's pretty clear.
I think it's awesome because I do that, but you're turning around, and then it's like, what do I? Yeah.
Pulling back a little to make sure that Pierce isn't immediately murdered.
And we can handle these on the individual. So Dame Turimore is going to stay with Pierce.
Yeah, no, totally.
A little bit further behind.
I just love that moment of us, glancing.
What about the rest of you? Samo, what would you like to do?
I'll let the others answer for a second because I'm just gonna consider for a moment. But I freeze for a minute. Probably we need one good rider. I'm probably leaning that way. So like in the frozen hesitation, I start to turn to go.
I think Hervis will have to keep going because I was just thinking about my my homage to my lord.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be a little. I was melancholic after that, wasn't I?
You were, yes. It lasted. Oh yeah. It was in this most recent one, and it's going to be the entirety of this. It's going to be pretty much this entire chase. I fully forgot about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did until I scrolled up and went, "Ooh, that was a thing."
I should have kept that in my notes. Let me have a quick look.
So I failed to invoke it, and then I succeeded the actual roll that I was trying to use it for, and then I succeeded to, I don't know the words, check whether I feel bad about failing to invoke it.
Yeah, so you have a -5 to all skill and passion rolls, and the duration is set by your value. At 15, it is 1 day. So,
Yeah.
and the day has
Good.
just begun.
There you go. So with that in mind, I think I am kind of feeling a bit bad about not caring about Lord Robert enough, and so I've got to keep writing. I've got to keep writing. I've got to stick to the mission. I've got to put Robert ahead of Pierce.
As long as one person moves to keep writing, I do as well. I'm injured. I can't really afford to get into a scrap. I need to take every advantage I have.
Yep.
So I fall in with Hervis and we start to write up.
Okay. So Boris.
Splitting it
Here's
2
the
and
thing.
2 seems to make sense.
Look, it does.
Or you keep the numbers.
Okay. Sorry. The reason I'm looking at this is because, again, I'm kind of basing what Boris does on the concepts of chivalry. He's not fully like, he doesn't have the full code, but I'm just like, what is the chivalrous thing to do in this moment versus the like, and it's not helping me because it does say when haste is necessary, a chivalrous knight will never rest, but they will stand guard over exhausted companions to make sure that those companions like.
This isn't resting. Going back to save Pierce isn't resting.
No.
Yeah. So I think in this situation, yeah, Boris, the chivalrous thing to do is to go back and ensure that that all of us succeed together, or that those who cannot protect themselves are protected.
Yeah.
So Boris will hang.
The 2 and 2, I think, makes sense. Everybody's got somebody to watch their back, and yeah.
Exactly.
And also, I think, like, you know, watch this hubris come to bite me in the ass. We've established that Boris is not bad when he puts a shield up and goes, no,
Stop
go
that.
away.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Boris
Big man.
and Dame Triamo both wheel about and gather Pierce and then continue the flight. You are still ahead, but just not by quite so much. Aki Staffan has suggested that returning would earn perhaps a valorous or a reckless tick, and I really like that. And this is something that I actually want to try and we'll think about more as we're playing. So I do think that basically, depending on your flavor, the two of you should
valorous.
tick as such. And I'll kind of just remind myself and rest of our players, I guess, call out if you think that something you've done is going in a particularly for the traits. I think this is this, then I think we can just give ticks.
For those playing along at home, valorous is a famous trait for me.
Me
Hell
too.
yeah.
I do the brave thing. It isn't recklessness because I am fully aware of the consequences, and given my druthers, I'd rather not. But it is, I'm not going to turn away from the fight.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that absolutely applies. You say it was also famous for you, Sir Hervis?
It is. Is it? Would you consider this to be cowardly? To not go back
No,
for Pierce?
I wouldn't.
Even that I'm thinking about my lord?
Not in this one.
Because I also have.
If Pierce was your squire, then maybe.
He also hasn't been caught yet. He's just the slower party, you know? You're not turning around and
fine.
joining. You're not leaving an actual fight. You're just saying, he will be fine. He will run right on his own, you know?
Yeah.
And we can ride further ahead.
I
The scale of this race as well, just for heads up, is if the party behind is caught up to, it is 10 rounds before someone else might come back to join. So it is leagues different, you know what I mean? Not actual leagues, but quite a ways. So
We're
it's not
drawing
just a
ahead
quick
by a
nip
significant
back.
margin.
Yeah, all we're trying to do is just give ourselves as much time as possible in the worst case scenario.
I'm happy to take valorous, but I also kind of want to argue for maybe chivalry, because that's really what I'm leaning into, and there's literally no other way for me to get ticks except to act in a way that is considered chivalrous.
I would
so.
not say this is chivalry, though.
All
This is more valor in this one.
Cool. Then I will take a tick to valorous. I will take it. I don't consider this reckless at the moment.
No, not yet.
No, you're
Not
right.
yet.
Yeah, I think valorous is this is the we ride as one. Loyalty companions would be the other one if you have that. Okay. All right.
I do have loyalty companions, but I don't know that I am I going back for
Up to you.
Triam more, or am I going back for Pierce?
Well, he's kind of in the same. It's companions is still his
Companions are
squire
companions.
of, you know.
The squire of your companion is also your
And
companion.
he also, though we didn't have Sir Boris in our first adventure, that was because you were crook. You actually did train with Pierce and the others. You know him almost as well as the rest. He was a friend first before a squire. Okay.
Yeah, I think in this case then I might tick, instead of valorous, I might go loyalty companions, because I don't necessarily feel like this is valorous for Boris. This is just like, someone is in need, of course. Like, there's no, it's not so much bravery and fear. So if that works, then I'll do that.
I'm terrified, and I'm doing it anyway.
True honor.
I'm not scared yet, but mostly I think because Boris hasn't been injured.
Yeah. And hey, let's hope that holds. Okay, and also I forgot that Sir Mob was wounded too. That fully makes us keeping ahead. All right, so for this one, everyone, each round, you are all going to roll against your movement, or in this case, your horse's movement, because you are mounted. You won't have a skill there, and it won't be set up because you have your charges in there by default. But each of your courses, which have been given to you or granted by Sir Jacob and through Lord Robert, have 20 move. They are significantly faster than charges.
Nice.
This is their purpose, is go
Excellent.
quick. So you're all rolling against 20 here. Unfortunately, Sir Hervis, it's not a skill or
My
a...
horse is not melancholic.
It's not a skill or a passion.
That's true.
So you don't reduce this. So everyone roll basically a d20 against 20. And I'll roll
Great.
for our knights as well.
That means we can only fumble.
Only fumble.
Which happens infuriatingly often.
Well, about 1 in every 20.
Oops, I need to change my name. Sorry about that. Oh, and then sometimes crits as well. Very good, Sir Hervis.
Oh, well, there's a
All
good
good.
point.
And Sir Boris, double crits?
Wait, what?
It
Wait,
can't,
no, sorry,
it can't
sorry,
fumble.
I'm reading, I just read that so wrong. I was like, the skill is 16, you rolled a 16? No, it's against
It
20. my
can't
bad.
fumble because you have 20 in it. It can only crit.
No, I assume 1 is still a fumble, right?
No,
No,
one
fumbling
a
is
success.
20. A fumble is 20, and your
Oh.
crit is the value. There is no fumble.
Nice.
I believe that is how it works, because
That
it's sort of
is.
once you get into a situation where you're like that, it comes down to the contest between our speed and the other's speed, basically. So it's sort
IQ
of like...
Staffin being the best mod in the world, teaching us the game in the chat.
Yeah.
There is no
Hey,
fumble at
fuck
20
you.
plus.
And what did he
but
say
after
above
20,
that,
The crit
Jackson?
range goes up.
What was it say
I
about
don't
that?
know, nothing in particular. I think.
I'd argue the -5 is there, as he is not
He would.
as in tune with his steed. Interesting.
It's true. And if we take that, then I will have failed that roll, which could be more interesting.
I'm tempted to put in the -5 because otherwise you guys are just kind of outpaced.
Yeah, otherwise I'm not really doing anything but riding the horse.
Yeah, why don't
Well,
let's
that's-
let's
that
keep the
seems pretty
-5.
cheap.
Let's keep the
Succeeded
-5.
the first check, but yeah.
That seems pretty cheap to like get around the melancholy
Yeah.
by just saying it's my horse. So I will fail that roll.
Thank you, Jax. I appreciate your throwing
Although
yourself on
you're
your sword.
in the ahead group, so
That's true.
You are. Did you roll if you roll for Pierce for me too, please? Timor?
Sure.
And then I'm gonna roll a shitload of d20s for my pursuing knights. 1, 2.
is Pierce also on a, what did you call it?
Yeah.
Corsa?
Yep. So here's a 20 as well.
Are these being lent to us? Like they will?
Yes.
They're not.
These are
We
not
shouldn't
your
be sticking them on
horses. These
our
are the
character sheet right now.
household. Yeah. This is just for the run. So many fumbles.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Some
And the
reconciliation.
crit.
Are they not on courses?
They're
Are they
not on
just reg-
courses. They are slower. They are crummy knights. Okay, so for
Ooh.
ours we had Sir Hervis failed. Everyone else succeeded. Did anyone crit?
No one crit.
Okay. The party is in line, except Sir Mobe can be ahead if you would wish, Sir Mobe. You are going to take aggravated damage for each one of these. Just a heads
Yeah.
up.
Oh wow.
Because you are
Oh,
this
it's
is
pretty
a
good.
race.
Less
You
than
are
ideal.
hoofing it.
So the
Yeah.
situation is Boris and Tiramore pulled back towards Pierce.
Yep.
I tried to run ahead, but I ended up back with them as well.
That's right.
Is that
You
right?
are in
Or
the-
we've
you are in the
caught up
same
with you.
group.
Either
Or we've
or.
caught up with you.
In
One
which
of the
case,
two.
I think one person ahead is probably good still.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
stay ahead and take aggravated damage.
Okay. All right. Just
Are you
reconciling my.
sure?
So I believe that the
Oh,
aggravated
he's gonna
damage
take
is-
aggravated damage whether he goes ahead or stays back.
It's
That's
1
just
by
happening,
default, and it's 3 if it's super aggravated, which is yeah.
Yeah, let me look up the aggravated very quickly. All right, aggravated. Aggravation. Light activity. No, I don't think this is up to 3 points for extremely violent and sustained activities, such as mortal combat with an ogre. An ogre, this is not. You'll take 1 point,
No.
Jim.
Thank you.
And
Ow.
that'll continue for each of these. It'll be 3 for like a full battle. Okay, so 2 of them fumbled. Good job, knights. And they, so the fumble stakes for this is because as you are racing along these trails in the dark, it's quite hard to see them. And a couple of our knightly friends have gone a little too far off the path, and they're having their own adventure in the woods. So that's a them problem now. Goodbye.
Beware beware barefoot women.
Or look for them. Maybe they'll help. Who knows? Okay, we go to the next round. If everyone would like to roll to ride really hard. And go fast, fast, fast.
Say again, we're doing it again?
Yep.
Same again.
Hey.
Ooh.
No, fuck you.
That's me.
Oh my god.
That's so bad.
Mate,
Not a crit, that's a fail again.
Ah, Jax, I'm so glad you were okay
Nice.
with this penalty. This is just terrific stuff. Because now we're going to get used to... I want to use the whole mechanics. All right.
Hey.
I'm going to roll for my horseman.
buddy, pal.
Be less sad.
Get it the
Yeah,
fuck
cheer up,
together.
man. Come on. Okay, so...
The upside is as soon as you take damage, you snap out of it.
Yes. And there's no better way to take damage than being in
that
a
true?
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both. I don't know if
Quick,
it plays to
someone-
I was
Someone
reading.
punched me in the face.
Oh no, fully like.
No,
So
that's
here's
right,
the
that's
thing,
right.
right? One of us can turn around and try and snap you out of it. If we succeed, you reduce the number by 1, but yours is only at 1, so we'd get you out of it. If we fail, you immediately try and punch one of us, and we go into like combat, and either one of like the person trying to help you gets injured and leaves, and then you stay melancholic, or we slap you across the face, you take damage, and you snap out of it. It's like
remember this
there
now.
are rules to kind of combat the fact that being in a melancholic state is quite debilitating. So like you can get around it. There are ways to treat it that aren't just wait. I don't know about madness. I don't know if that's the same. I only looked up the rules for melancholic. But yeah, theoretically, if one of us just punches you in the face, you're good.
A
Right.
nightly slap, if you will, which I really enjoy. And I think so far, because this happened
Open
during
hand,
the
not closed
flight, you haven't noticed that
Yes,
this
no,
is
yeah, of
melancholic
course.
just yet, but I can't wait for a later scene where it's just in the mid-phase, you just go, get yourself together, man. Okay, so, on a fumble, you need to immediately make a horsemanship roll, Sir Hervis, and this will have the penalty as well.
Did I fumble?
You did. You rolled a 20, and you have -5.
Oh yeah, 20 is a fumble. Heck. Now
Good
it's
news,
all
you can
coming back
tick
to me.
your. Well, actually, that's the horse.
It is. We kind of do need Roll20 to like have a little setting that says like, hey, flip which one is a crit and which is a fumble, so that green is 1 and red is 20 for this game. Because seeing a green, you're like, yeah, succeeded, and you're like, no.
Well, on the default,
It's just
it
it's
doesn't
just
even know
it's
what
just
it's
in medieval times they
checking
had
for.
different like rules around color theory and stuff like that. Green is bad, it's the color of the scary woods, and red is noble.
It's the color of Sir Mobe's wound.
All right, what was it like? A horsemanship
A
roll?
horsemanship roll, please.
And I've got a -5.
Yep. Oh my goodness!
doing
He don't.
somehow. That
Whoa,
is
Nelly. Okay. So good news, you don't go off the path and straight into the woods.
Okay.
Bad news, you are remaining behind, and that is going to mean being caught up with on this round. So, if everyone continues forward,
Hang on, have we lost some of them already, Dave? Is that why there's less dice this time?
yep,
Yeah.
they're in the woods.
They just went off on their
They're
own
having
little
their
adventure.
own adventure. Leave them be.
Hell yeah! So if we keep going and we just like slowly whittle down the other, great, cool. I'm
They're
here for
just
that.
not very good at this.
So, if Sir Hervis remains behind, so Mob is ahead. So Jim, I'll assume you just can keep going forward.
Yeah, I'm going.
So Boris, Dame Triamore, and Pierce can remain with Sir Hervis if you choose, or you can go ahead.
I'm gonna remain with Sir Hervis, I guess.
Okay.
You also know I've gotten ahead, which could
Yeah.
be yeah.
But we don't know you're injured, so there's no reason to be like.
Nope, you've hidden it.
All that we know
Yeah,
is that you are one of the best horsemen that we know. You are you have superb horsemanship,
Just a
and
great
you're
guy.
fine.
If anyone's gonna get there, it's gonna be you.
Exactly, it's gonna be you.
And then beef to conversation roll, but I'll get there.
Yeah, again, Boris is companion, so yeah, we'll stay
You're gonna
behind and make sure that.
I might see if Pierce and I can pull a little bit ahead and kind of bridge a gap a little bit, just because since Pierce did heck himself initially, I'm probably a little bit.
You're right, actually. Yeah, I think you actually need you are getting ahead to match this one.
Yeah. Because I'm now kind of a bit more fixated on like, okay, well, this kid is my responsibility.
Yep.
Still, like, he's not a knight yet. He's still my responsibility. He's proving himself well, and I want to keep that going, so I'm not going to slow down.
Yeah. So that gets you a minute. So Boris, it's if you wish to. And you fell back. So actually, you are on equal plane.
Mm.
I mess up my numbers at some point. You all seem to be on the same one as it, but you only failed one thing. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
so at the end of this one, if you're...
We failed with Pierce the first time.
That's it. Hang back.
We all succeeded. Sorry. Pierce failed the first time. Hervis failed the second roll, but had succeeded the first, so fell back in line with us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now
Hervis
has fumbled.
That's it.
But the rest of us have succeeded.
And so that gets the three of you in line, and Mob is now even further ahead. Okay, so coming out of
Hervis
this round,
is going to drop behind us now with that.
Now he's now in line with you because he got the horsemanship. He was able to ride his horse. It's just that the three of you were in. The three of you were now in. Well, four are now in step.
Ahead. It's just that and we're in step, and it's just that we don't know that Mob's injured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're not gonna.
Jim, Dave's got the numbers. We're all together. Yay!
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've got the numbers. Jim, if you can just take aggravated damage after each of these rounds, that'd be great.
I'm
if you crit, you
Jesus.
can slice it. That's fine.
Why, thank you.
Okay. If everyone can roll again, if this round, basically any of these pursuers that stay in step will threaten combat at the end of this round. Go ahead and make some rolls. I'll have each of you
it
roll
doesn't
yours
work if I
first.
do that. That's annoying. Oh well.
Oh yeah, and you're like text enter.
What is funny is just quickly for the viewers at home. In
I failed.
the roll 20, we have like while the bar is typing, and since we all have names that are like Sir da da,
you've
son of da
got-
da da da.
You've got 20.
I've got 20,
It's only
so I'm good.
Hervis that's got 15.
Right, yeah, because we've got the +5. Yeah.
Everyone else is
Okay,
rolling
we're
under
good then.
20.
All right.
Several knights are typing.
I'll move each of you. So Mob forward 1 takes damage. Everyone else forward 1 doesn't take damage. Now I roll all of my charming young men. Okay. 3 of you. Good job. Okay, they are threatening. You. Good job. You 2. Good job. Keep it up. Great stuff. Good job. Wow, they actually all did really well. Except for that one.
Except
guy.
for that one dude.
One more in the woods.
that one dude who like rode. You know that there's always a point in any medieval film ever where someone rides directly into a low-hanging tree branch and gets flung off their horse. That's that guy.
That guy also. They all suck. Very entertaining. So he failed his first round, so he didn't move. And then fumbled and went into the woods. So it's like his horse is eating an apple and just wandering off the path as he's like, come on, man, come on, don't stop, get back. All right, so at the end of this round, so Boris, Hervis, Dentrimon, and Pierce are all, there are knights, enemy knights in this, in your region, your area. Nice. So if you
enemy knights in your area.
If you can succeed a weapon skill roll against them in opposition, you are able to basically like repel them and get back ahead.
Aye.
If you fail, it goes to full combat.
And this is going to be our horsemanship.
There
skill,
are
right? 'Cause we're on
4.
horseback.
No, it's gonna be capped by your horsemanship skill. Sorry, if that's what you said.
Yeah.
But you will roll an individual skill. There are 4 knights in your area, so there's 1 to each of you. It's also, as you get to this point, these are not Saxons. These are mercenary knights. They have been brought in and paid for.
Okay.
Not super loyal, but plenty capable. Yeah, Jim.
I'm gonna do that thing where I got given a special button, so I'm gonna make it everyone's problem
what's your button?
that I know that. But
Yay.
are our courses trained for combat?
Yes, they are specifically called out.
Thank God. Okay, brilliant. No control now.
These are
rolls
from
needed.
his stable. So yes. All right. If each of you want to, actually, we'll do it one at a time because I'll roll in opposition to you. So let's do. We'll do Sir Boris first. What skill would you use, and just make sure it doesn't go above your horsemanship skill.
Me, sorry, I was slightly distracted. Well, my horsemanship is 10, and my swordsmanship is 10.
Okay.
So
Well, that makes it really easy.
I
That's
guess
good.
that. Unless, like, I'm assuming charge is not appropriate here because I would be turning around and charging directly.
No, and
into
actually,
them,
it was specifically find out these horses are not trained for. They are not trained for charging. They're not
Got it.
chargers. So you can
easy.
sword works fine. So go ahead and roll. Would you like to invoke a passion or something?
I'm thinking about it. I mean, I guess I could invoke loyalty companions, but I am famously homage lord, and we're doing this for him to
Yeah, at this point, it's more the individual battle. I think it's less about like the macro here so much. Hate Saxons works. Have you got hate Saxons?
I do, but it's only 5. Although I guess if I fail it, it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
You said they're not Saxons, though.
Yeah,
So
true, actually.
no, I'm not gonna.
They're worse
Employed
than
by the
Saxons,
bloody
though.
Saxons.
We don't know for sure that they're.
Nah, I don't think I'm going to invoke a passion because I think there's nothing, with the exception of go do the thing Robert told us to do. There's nothing really driving, and that's just,
Works for me.
Loyalty companions was to hang back. If there's one knight on each of us, if I have to attack a knight that's attacking someone else, I'll consider loyalty companions.
If we get to
but
a
if
full
it's-
battle or skirmish, then yeah.
Alrighty, let's go. Sword. Oh yeah, I forget that when I click it, there's another button on a different screen that says, "Do you want to add a modifier?"
Now
I'm
you need to do dramatic.
We know they're not Saxons because to be paid mercenaries, they need to know how to count.
Boop. Boop. The boop.
That's
boop,
success.
boop.
Nice. Okay.
Booped.
So I'm gonna roll my own sword. I need to reduce
Not
theirs because they are
good.
capped.
Wild swing.
Enthusiastic.
And there's a failure from theirs because they are capped by their horsemanship roll. They actually have reduced. So you're able to get
that's so
her out
good.
and parry their blow, send them rearing, and you can scoot ahead.
Scoot.
Keeping you just ahead. Let's do Sir Hervis next.
Alrighty, I've got a horsemanship of 11. My sword is 12. So shall I just roll sword with a -6? Does that make sense?
Yes, that works. And
Presumably we've got to track the sword roll for ticking and stuff.
yes, you do. I think.
Wait, no, couldn't you just roll horsemanship and then you just tick sword if you need to tick it?
That'd be fine,
That's true.
however you want to do it. Or it's just that you can apply your damage if you get through. Actually, sorry. Actually, didn't.
Oh, what?
You are right. You didn't, and it just says it's just a roll. I think actually this is the skill and get ye back.
Shall I?
Get ye sod off.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm saying that because I remember there's a thing that was you apply the penalty after the cap. So I think it has, because remember we had last time where we were raising our skills above our maximum horsemanship.
I will roll horsemanship with -5.
Yes, I think that's right.
Failure.
Okay.
Bugger.
Hervis is having a fight. All right.
But that would have been a
Tremor.
failure even if I was feeling better.
Oh.
Damn. All right. Dame Tremor, if you want to roll for yours. Actually,
My
sorry, I'll
sword-
roll for my mercenary
Yeah.
because I'll see if they fail. I'm just gonna read what the rules say. Cha-cha-cha. Play knights who will about make a weapon skill of their choice. Yes. If you win the opposed. Okay.
So it is
So
opposed.
if they fumble,
You're
it's
in
not
great.
a win. You need Sorry, they need a fumble. If they fail, it's a draw and you're going to combat.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, that solved that problem.
That solves that one.
Hell yeah.
You got the dud knight at least, so
Never mind.
Sir Hervis is able to stay ahead.
Thank goodness.
You got this shitty mercenary.
Alright, now we go to Tremor.
Shit, nice.
Yes. Okay, so for Tremor, my horsemanship and my sword are the same, so that's easy.
Womp.
Nice.
Successy.
I'll roll for ours, see if they crit. They did not. This is a success, so parry, you're off.
Bye.
Oh, actually, sorry.
And
No, actually, sorry. You're not off because it's a partial success.
good.
So
Bring it.
I think we do go to battle now. Let's
Pierce, though.
do Pierce quickly to see how he's
Yeah.
going. If we actually get into a battle, we're just going to handle him as a squire, I think. Mostly just
And
for
his
hand on
sword
the
is
chase.
10.
Yep. That looks like a fail to me.
Yeah.
And a fail to them.
So I'd probably be hanging out anyway.
Okay, alright, so I believe the two of you are staying back. I'm just gonna double check the rules for partial success is success. Sorry, I can't believe I've forgotten this one. I'm just trying to determine how the difference between partial success is determined. Was it higher over? Promises. Partial success with Tremor getting the edge.
Yeah. So I think
So in that case, I would say you didn't win it, though.
no.
So
No, I'm not home free. But that look, to be fair, I wouldn't have been home free anyway as soon as Pierce fails.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
hanging
right.
out.
Okay, so we are going
it's
to
2-on-1, stabby time.
Okay, all right, we are going to a battle with a reduced party. So Boris and Sir Hervis, you may choose to remain if you want. You have gotten the window and can dip out. Otherwise, if you want, you can hang back.
Are all 4 of the knights who were chasing us going to be part of this battle?
No. So some of them are going to... Well, if you stay, they will. If you leave, some are going to chase off after you. They need to keep people in the
They have a job to do
pursuit.
too.
I'm gonna keep on running.
Okay, Hervis continues.
Got a job to do, and if anything, that'll peel some off away from Tiramore. Sorry, Tiramores?
Triamos.
Triamors.
Triamores. Oh dear. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. Nobody really pays that much attention to her anyway.
Now I feel worse.
So Heverus.
No, but Boris is gonna stay. No man left behind.
Okay. We fight. So Boris remains. One of the knights, mercenaries, continues. And
I'm gonna
we will
regret
go
this,
to-
but enthusiasm
Hey.
over intelligence.
You just might. Alright, there's actually 5 in this thing. I missed one. So 2 of them go racing off, continuing in pursuit of Sir Hervis and the others. But Dame Triamore, Pierce, stay behind, sort of caught, exchanging blows, and Boris wheels about, charges back into the fray, determined to aid his
Bring it.
allies.
This is a hell of a chase.
Hell of a chase. Okay, it's you are along a winding road with thick gnarled trees overhead. The moon is high in the sky, and birds wheel around underneath it. A trio.
Assuming
mounted-
like owls and shit, not like starlit. Because you said moon and then birds, and I was like, those are not.
Hey, they've been
Could be
rousted
bats.
as you go racing underneath them with torches and
Yeah.
things. They've been
Yeah.
disturbed. They're ominous birds for sure, though,
Right,
whatever
thank
they
you.
are.
I
Nightjars
just-
around.
I was just like, it's a moon and a robin. Does not compute.
They're grumpy birds. These trio of mercenary knights charge forwards, determined to catch you. As they engage, 2 more fly past, going after Sir Hervis, and in the distance you can hear more approaching, but they are some ways away yet. Okay, so we are going to go to a fight.
Yay.
We'll park Pierce off to the side so we don't need to roll a bunch of numbers for him, and focus in on the 2 of you. Each of you are engaged with another knight. You are on horseback when this begins. What would you initially like to do?
Stab.
Stab? Okay, so it's going to be sword. Good news, they're going to stab you too.
Yeah, I'm staying on horseback. I'm good on a horse.
Yeah, that
Sure.
makes sense. Well, if you get off, you'd just be giving yourself a disadvantage because they'd have the height on you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not. Your sword isn't capped at all, right?
Nah, sword and horsemanship are the same.
Very
Yeah.
good.
I'm the
Don't ask me
same.
to do anything else. But sword and horsemanship.
Yeah, I will remain on a horseback at the moment. For the moment, sorry.
So we will do. We'll just roll you each one at a time. We'll roll Sir Boris first. I'm going to attack you, and then we'll do Dame Tremor. So if you'd like to make your own roll, and then I'll have a whack.
Way for us to roll. Yeah, here we go. I was like, there's definitely a button I can press that does the damage as well.
Yep.
All right. Sword time. Wait, what? Go away.
I love the hook, and then nice.
Very nice.
That's good. Okay.
That's a
I
good
do
hit.
5d6 damage.
Jeepers.
Amazing. How?
Creepers.
What? Crazy.
Big.
You're huge.
They
Yep.
fail. So that all.
My damage is 5d6. I also have crit damage, so I'm assuming that I roll extra if I.
Yep.
But
if
that's
you-
only 4d6.
Crit,
I
you
don't
roll
know
an
why
extra
that's the way
4d6.
that's.
Critting
yeah.
is always 4d6. That's just a
Okay, got it. Well,
it doesn't
yeah,
change.
because I'm big. My base damage is 5d6. If I try and attack someone with a lance, it's 66.
Jeepers creepers. Okay, so
I am big. come at me.
22 damage is
Knockdown?
over their knockdown, so they need to
Hell yeah.
roll a. I think it's actually horsemanship when you're in the saddle, or is it still just dex?
Dexterity?
I
I
believe it's Dex.
think it is
we
Dex
can
don't
too,
really
roll
actually.
it.
I think it's horsemanship is if they get. I
Us.
think it is Dex. So we'll roll for that. As a success, they're
It's
still in there.
horsemanship if the horse.
Dex
if the
roll.
horse takes a
Arcu says
Thank
dex
you.
roll.
It's a dex roll. That's what we've been doing.
Yeah, alright, that's good.
And I'll be
I was
salty
just-
if it's
just
not,
whether or not
because
it's,
my
like,
dex is not
horse
good,
related.
So I'm constantly getting knocked down.
Yeah. Okay, so
I get knocked down, and I maybe stand up if I'm lucky.
so I've applied the 22
Grab
damage
them on and
that
get up
is over the knockdown, and then reduce that by their armor, and it takes 12 damage. Wounded, but still in the fight for the time being, and not quite a major wound. But yeah, a good first engagement. Let's do Dame Tremor. Would you like to have a smack?
I would love to have a schmack. No modifiers, we're good.
Yep, get on it.
Bonk. Did it submit? It did.
held in suspense.
You gotta press the button for the thing and the thing.
Oh,
yes, very
now
good.
we're doing night stuff.
Night stuff.
I was too happy and scared the cat. You okay, baby?
Don't forget to roll your crit damage.
Roll another 4d6 of damage, please,
Oh.
Dame
Got a
Tremor.
button for it.
Oh,
I am reclaiming my keyboard.
Wait, you only do 3d6?
Dame Tremor's small.
Now I have, I'm tiny.
Okay, that makes sense.
46?
There's a button for it.
There is a button in it
I
amongst your
can't
damage,
underneath
see
but
any of
your-
my buttons because my cat has removed herself from my
It's
lap and
under
put
the
herself directly in front of my
attacks.
screen.
Yeah.
46, yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing. Let's go. Ha!
Oh, alright,
my
there's
God.
the
Easy.
numbers. There's the
33
numbers.
damage.
Okay.
Does
Yeah.
33 knock them off
Good.
their horse, Dave?
Well, we'll
Does
find
this
out.
33 a knockdown?
you have you ticked your sword?
Do you actually need to go up to the...
I'm about to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely do. You are right, because there was one for if it's like over your entire... If
Double.
the damage
I think it's
received is
double.
greater than the loser's knockdown, go to Dex. Correct. If the damage is greater than twice the loser's knockdown, correct.
They fall
They
down.
are mountain, they fall.
Do they take damage for falling off a horse?
They do, they take a d6. Okay. They are unseated, I say, unseated. So they take 33 damage, jeepers creepers,
They are
minus
unheaded.
10 to 23. That's hilarious. This dude is having such a bad day. He wishes he was lost in the woods. He is unconscious. And this damage can't get over his armor. Okay, the trooper just wheels around and just slices towards him, fully like breaks through the armor. He is thrown back off his horse by the blow, slams down to the ground, and is out of the fight. Tremor, you can engage piercers actually if you want. The two of you can try
yeah.
and take him out, and you
Yeah.
have a
yeah.
second. Okay.
I
do
picture
it.
you like hitting the brakes on your horse, like pulling it
Basically.
to the side and holding out your sword to clothesline the other person as
Actually-
they roll in.
Yeah.
Given we've got the thing, why don't you roll Pierce's attack actually, and we'll
Yeah,
have
may as well.
and you've got his stuff. I'll attack him. We'll see how he's going,
He's
and you
only
can.
got 10 sword, 10 horse, I believe. So
Yep, that
double
sounds
check his
right.
pony. Let me just check his pony.
Oh yeah, he has 10
skill.
horsemanship, 10 sword.
Yep, 10
Yeah, that's right.
horse, 10 sword.
Gonna go for his. Okay, that's a success. And I'll roll for
He's doing okay.
the Saxons, so it would be great if they get a success. Okay, they did.
I'd like for my little dude to not die.
So
I mean, he's probably not gonna have chainmail.
No, he's got a Gambit open helm round shield.
yeah, so he has less
Oh,
armor.
good. Some.
Yeah.
Okay, so close resolution. Here we
Luckily, he's a 46 damage because he is not physically
he
hampered
did.
in the way that I am.
He did. Oh no, he got lower. His is a partial success.
Yeah.
The person opposing him got the better roll. So, 18 damage is coming towards Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
That is, he needs to roll for knockdown. That is over it.
Mm-hmm. So
Damn it,
look.
Pierce.
Knockdown. Yep, that's definitely going to be over. It is 12, so his dex.
There's a point where, like, if he can't handle it, then maybe he shouldn't be a knight.
Yeah, his dex is 10, so yeah, definitely.
Okay, Pierce is knocked off his horse.
He's on the ground. His
And then he
armor
takes
points.
18 damage, reduced by armor and
Six.
shield. So minus
Yep,
11.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, 11.
So he's going to take
8.
7 damage. 7 damage.
7 damage.
Okay. All right.
Does he take any more from falling
He also
off
takes
his horse?
a d6 from the horse, but that can't
But
get
that's-
over his. Oh no, that can get over his armor if it rolls a 6. He has 5 armor. So
Yeah.
I'll just roll a quick d6.
Yeah, because he doesn't have the full set. He couldn't afford it.
Yeah, no, he's only got a
He's
Gambit.
okay.
Nah, he's good.
All right. So we go to the
He's
next
not
round.
all good, but he's not.
So this knight turns to stab down at Pierce, who is like scrambling off his horse, trying to hold his sword up out of the way. The knight gets a +5 bonus to this, and Pierce gets a -5 penalty to fighting
That's bad.
up. Boris, you are still engaged. Dame Triamore, it's up to you how you'd like to act.
I would like to stibbity stab the knight who's going for him.
Okay, perfect.
Well, the not knight, the
Yes, they're not.
Technically, as a
rat,
knight, just
They're
you know.
mercenaries, but like they're still knights.
Yep.
Pierce doesn't yield, right? Like this
Not
is just.
Hell
not
no.
yet. He's not taking much damage, I don't think.
And I think for Pierce, it's now sword and like a shield and just
Yeah.
like.
And he is desperately looking to prove himself, so yielding here would
is.
certainly
Yeah,
add.
yeah.
Now you need to pay my hostage fee. Okay, we'll do Cerberus first. I'm going to attack you if you'd like to repel.
Yeah, I'll sword again, I suppose. Hope the best. Does confuse me that in the weapon the sword says arming sword, which I know is like the type of sword I have, but
You
I
can
keep
just
looking
rename
just
it
for
to sword if you want. You
No,
just
it's
call
fine.
it sword.
It amuses me that that's
Okay, that's a success. I'll roll for mine.
didn't roll super well on
How
that
about
one,
you?
unfortunately.
That is also a success and the higher, so they will apply their damage. But you can get your shield up. So 23 is, I believe, higher than your knockdown.
Yes, it is
So
higher
if
than
you
my
can just give me a
knockdown.
dex.
You're stronger more than dexterous.
Hey, we stay in the saddle today. And then you will
Son,
take
you.
23 damage reduced by your armor and your shield. Both can be applied.
We are doing shield?
Yep, because you succeeded, you're able to get the shield up. If you fail the roll completely, no shield.
Okay. In that case, I believe 16.
Nice.
So 23
7 damage.
minus 16. Thank you. 7.
And just recorded as the wound. Okay. Archie has preempted my thought, which was that how are we going to determine who attacks first with a higher dex. So that works for me. So the mercenaries' dexterity is 12.
Never mind.
What is yours? They are first,
No,
or you are first?
It's 11.
Okay, all right, they will go first. So they are going to attack at Pierce, so we'll handle that one first. And
Oh,
then we
did
will
I do
yours.
damage in return to the other guy?
No, they
Oh.
won the roll. All right. So if you've got Pierce's one ready, I'll attack at him, so I'm going to get a +5 bonus.
Great, cool.
And he has a -5.
Mm-hmm.
He'll roll a 1 though,
Very
so,
cool.
you know. If he gets... He's technically... He could.
No.
What is his sword skill?
His sword skill is 10.
-5 is... Oh, damn. Just
Yeah, no.
over. Okay.
Yeah, no.
22 damage to his knockdown is...
He's already on
He's
the
already
ground.
ground. He's not.
Yeah, you're right. You can't...
Yeah.
Well, technically I think he goes prone, which point he can't be attacked by the person on the horse. You can't reach him anymore.
Yeah.
So he does need to
so-
roll against it. He also can't attack the horseman.
Yeah.
So roll his dex, because that does threaten it.
Pierce's dex is 10. Wow, he's worse at making something.
He does succeed. All right, he stays up.
He does succeed
So
with his dex, so he's
he's
no
going to
longer
take
prone.
22 damage -5 because he does not get to
Okay,
apply the shield
okay.
here because he failed.
okay. He's still up. He's not good.
He's trying. How much damage did you take, and was it above his major wound?
Yeah, it will have been above his. Yeah, it's above his major wound. He's got a major wound now.
Okay. So above major wound means combat section.
He's doing bad.
He goes
Tell you what, though.
over major wound is unconscious.
Okay, you know what? Good, fine, great.
He's
Just
out.
lie down, buddy.
Okay,
You
can have a
do your
sleep.
best.
He goes womp. Pierce is taken out.
Dead.
Okay.
All right, he's unconscious. We go to Tremor. Is your action?
Stabbity stab, stabbity stab, stabbity stab, stab, stab.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
Actually, let me do
It'll
it with the
load
one
him
that'll
over the
do the
horse.
damage as well.
Nice. It's a
Not great,
success.
but not bad.
I'm just seeing if there's a oh, here we go. Multiple opponents. Any commentation is taken against multiple character suffers a cumulative -5 penalty per opponent. So I'm going to give him a -5 penalty to this one because he's already had a whack. He possibly should have had that. He actually had a -5 to both actions as we declared them. Wouldn't have affected his, so we are okay. But something for me to note for future. As a failure. So Tremor, your weapon, unfortunately 4 damage is not going to get through the armor.
Not heaps. No, it's not great.
But
That was
is
a,
taken down.
A 2, a 1, and a 1 there.
Yep. All right.
Are all of these guys big? Because they're also rolling 5d6 damage, and that's a lot for
They're not
like
going to be bigger than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, but they're like all of them have 5, at least
Yep.
the ones. So they're all because that's
Merc-
like you have to have a strength and a size
They're
and a
big
like
dudes.
to
They
get
do.
that.
Yep. Mercenary is not necessarily or like a bad
Yeah.
knight. It's just a how they're engaged. But yes, they.
It's just
they
a
do.
non-magical
You're right.
knight.
Their character damage is 5d6. All right. So we go to the next round. Sabaris, what would you like to do? You have knocked yours out. There are now 2. Oh, sorry. No, you didn't. Yours is still up, right? Yep. I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
Found
yeah.
it. Still engaged.
What happens if you disengage from someone and go and fight? So like, what's the do they get? Is there attacks of opportunity in this? Can you just not leave an engagement?
I would
like,
just say you're kind of stuck here.
I remember we
Um,
looked at it a bit in the charging for the battle.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Here, I'm having a quick look. There's trying to get out of a defend, dodge, aim a prisoner. I would say my approach ruled is like a horsemanship roll or something to try and get out of the way, and you'd be opposed. So your action for this combat round would be you just getting out of the way. They oppose it with an attack, so you're not getting to do damage. If you succeed that, you are out and away and can join the other. They can possibly just pursue after and keep it there. They are harrying you though and will continue to attack at you as you go.
Yeah. No, that's all good. I'll swing at him again. Wondering whether I want to try and I guess like are you meant to evoke a passion like before a battle starts?
Up to you. You are welcome to evoke it now. It does apply for the length of the battle, so at the start is probably the best time to do it, but you can do it now, that's fine.
I don't know if I really have one. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing dumb shit right now. No, we'll just go. We'll just
Why
go
not?
regular.
Just quickly for it's the evade act. I just looked it up.
Thank you.
If we want to look at it, that's page 140. Movement rate versus opponent's action.
Cool.
If character is mounted, use the horse's movement rate.
Awesome. Okay, so you'll be rolling as 20 for what it's worth.
Okay, no, it's fair. Arcu Stefan suggested honor. I don't know if that
No, I
counts.
think he's suggesting for your passion roll.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, does that apply here?
Yeah, continuing to not
the
for
knight
not for
power, you can kind of
evading,
always use
not
your
for
honor.
dipping
No,
out,
not
but
for
applying it
evading,
to
no,
your.
no.
Yeah, you hung back to fight with them. One of them is unseated. That plays for me. If you wanna apply it.
Yeah, I might evoke.
Okay.
It is a bummer if you fail.
It is.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. But I feel like at this point, like,
Get those
I'm not
numbers
the
up.
best swordsman. We have a person down. I think, like,
For sure.
yeah, I am gonna try and I guess evoke honor. Yeah.
So roll
Let's see how that
against
goes.
your honor skill. Okay,
I
there's a
succeed.
success. What would you like to apply +5 to?
Oh, but no, because I'm limited by.
This goes over the cap. So you apply this after the skill, effectively.
Okay, cool.
So this
In that
will
case,
work.
I'll apply it to sword. So,
Perfect.
because I was about to be like, if I need 15 horse to be able to hit with 15 sword, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, cool. I will apply it to swordsmanship for this one.
Perfect. Okay.
So
So you can attack and then add your modifier.
let's go ahead. I'm gonna add 5. No damage bonus. Oh. God damn it! It's very annoying.
Twin fails, so no outcome for this one.
Clang clang.
Ding ding. We'll go to Dame Trimore. He's not going to pierce us down, so this guy wheels around to fight you.
Oh,
if you
good. They
wanna do
have
your
honor.
roll.
That's nice.
Good
He'd
for
also have to
him.
get off his horse to attack him. But
Yeah, that's
yes.
fair.
Kind of a bummer.
It could be both. It could be honor and also strategic. Yep, Trimore.
I think our connotation of mercenary kind of only arises in like the 1500s. I think back then it's pretty noble to do.
I rolled one time good and one time bad, but hey, that's a fumble. He can get
Yeah,
it.
so he drops his sword.
That one's a 5 and a 1 and a 1 for the damage for anyone playing along at home. Still not right.
So, damage is not enough to get through, but you do sort of like twist the sword out of his arm and it drops to the ground. He is the only one left. He's in attempting to get another weapon out. He has like a dagger, but that's going to suck on horseback. By the time he gets down to get his sword, you can just dip out. Problem is Pierce, who is on the ground and unconscious.
unfortunately.
So he's getting
Don't I
off
have
it.
my guy still? Or are you talking about those two? There's
Yes,
one on me.
yes.
There's one on Tremore's.
Yes, sorry, and there's you're
And
right.
there's
So
the one
Tremor,
that
you
we
could dip out.
clobbered.
Yes, you're right. All right, I do keep on looking across and not seeing that one because my.
I think it's pretty clear that like I'm gonna be looking at this mercenary and then looking at Pierce. Like I'm not running.
In that case,
And if I have to kill him to get my squire back in one piece, then I'm gonna do that.
he's dropping down to the ground to get his sword on his next round, so he will be at a disadvantage. But we'll go to the next round.
That's his choice.
So, so Boris, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna hit him with my sword
Yeah, +5 too.
again. I really. Yeah, no, I'm gonna hit him with my sword. I had an idea for a thing that I could do, and then I was like, that's not very
Dangerous.
Let's not do that. No, it was to boot him off his horse, like kick him off his horse. I was like, no. All right, sword time. Success. Not a
Nicely
lot of
done.
damage though.
So you have the higher, so yours will apply. That is over their knockdown.
Hell yeah.
Do a quick roll. He fails, he's in mud.
Yes.
And you do, he did succeed, so he gets his shield up. So he won't take damage, but he is unseated. And
He
at
has
this point...
14 with a shield?
he has
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. We have 16 with a shield. What am I talking about?
Yep. He is unseated and falls down to the ground and scrambles to get back up. With two of them down and the two of you mounted, you have the advantage over this situation. The other one moves down to get his sword, and as he swings it up and sees Triamore. Actually, we'll resolve this round first. So Triamore, he's unseated but gets his sword, so he has -5. You have +5 to this attack.
Okay. If this is how he wants to roll.
You can, at this point, you can just demand he surrender if you'd like to force it. They likely will. But he's going at you. You'd have to explain his situation to him.
I'm not good at the talky.
Yeah.
I'm better at the stabby.
Yeah.
So let's just do that.
He can surrender when he's unconscious. Okay.
Great.
He's -5. Oh, actually, he does have his full thing though now because he's not on horseback, so it's actually a minus. Maybe factor in -3. Okay. You get yours. 9 damage. Hit him, but doesn't get through the armor, knocking him back. And at this point,
not very big.
They realize the numbers are against them, and falling back. You can hear more of their allies charging forward. Now, here's it. They do surrender. You can take them hostage. If you want to try and handle that. You need to get them on their horses and drag them along with you. One of them is unconscious. Or you can just leave them here, knowing that they will rejoin with the others. But it's you have leave to
Are
go.
they valuable host? Like, is taking them...
Yeah, so you would get money for it. They're worth a number. You'll need to manage them. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Otherwise,
I mean, I have to deal with peers, so I'm dealing with peers.
Yeah, and I think, like, Boris, again, chivalry. You grant mercy to defeated foes, especially those who are personal enemies or who you hate.
Yep.
It is, mercy, I think, could extend to taking them hostage, but in this case, because of the situation and because they have a friend who is, like, unconscious, Boris will sort of shout, like, yell at them, "Yield, take your friend, go!"
Yeah, could it be like chivalric as well? I'm not sure if this is within their mercenaries. I don't know how noble they are, but like within the domains of honor, go like, and upon your honor, do not tell them which way we went, or something along those lines.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think work. Like
I'd get you to make an alright roll at this point, or something to convince them to not just to yield, but to go beyond that and to actually like be like, nah, we're out. We it's like tag. Like they did get us. We're on the sidelines. You can't talk to us. We're technically dead. So if you want to make an alright roll to convince them to give up the chase.
Yeah. I suppose.
You should do that. I have yeed my last tour with alright, I think, and I'm not going to attempt that again.
Tremor, you can be getting Pierce. Do you want to be getting Pierce
am.
up, or do you want to kick him to the side of the road and be like, stay in the bushes?
I'm getting him up.
He's also got a horse that's wandering around, right?
Yeah.
You can get on the horse and lead the horse.
Yeah, I'm going to fix his horse to my horse and get him on my horse in front of me.
Okay. Alright, so Boris, if you want to give me that alright roll.
Yep. I'm essentially just saying, take your man, we acknowledge your yield, we are letting you go, but on your honor, say not where we went.
I really like it.
I don't have... I have floating points.
Dude.
Yeah, whack him in.
And I feel like enthusiastic and alright works kind of nice, like...
Definitely. I love a big, rousing speech.
Dave, will you allow me to put all 6 of my floating points into this?
What does that get you up to?
14.
So...
Nice.
You're kind of a speechy character.
You are.
Yeah.
I believe you can get it up to 13. You can't exceed your appearance.
Oh, cool. Easy. What is... Oh, because my appearance is... Yeah, 13. Okay. I forgot that alright was up to that. So that gives me what? Yeah, 1 point left. Dave, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do with that 1 point. I'm allowed to take a skill up to 15 with points, yeah?
I believe so.
Great, I'm going to put a 1 point in Brawl. My Brawl is going to be 15. All right,
Yeah,
13
works
for
out.
alright. And 15 for Brawl. Those are my floating points spent. For anyone playing along at home, I had some left over from an upgrade thingy and just was kind of holding on to them for an appropriate moment. This feels like an appropriate moment.
Where's that? Yep, can't
Watch
raise above
me
15, but otherwise you are good.
fuck this up. My passion doesn't apply here, does it? It doesn't.
No, that was just sword.
Okay. but
Okay.
not a fumble.
They don't. They say they've yielded. They back up towards the side, but they're getting the horses and everything. They are going to
nice
continue
try.
going.
In the heat of the moment, I think to say it at them and to hope that they have honor enough to listen. That's all that really goes.
Yep.
And like very specifically, I will back my horse away, like so that they can get to their downed friend safely and flee. Again, doing the chivalry thing of being like, you go.
Yep.
You
for
are
sure.
like, yeah.
I agree, and I think this one absolutely does earn a chivalry check for this and other actions. Okay, so they are cowtailed and retreat, and you are able to continue on your chase, racing after to try and catch up with those that are ahead. Dame Trimor, I'm going to get you to make a horsemanship roll as well as your 20 for the chase, and that's you leading along Pierce's mount along with you
sure.
To keep it in step.
Which one would you like first?
Well, we'll do everyone. So everyone's making a roll against your horse, and then Trimor also a horsemanship roll, if you can, please.
Have we now like gotten the advance guard away from us enough that we're not at risk of like people catching up again, or are we?
No, because unfortunately you're chasing after the ones that went after Sir Hervis, so you are going to be catching up with them. So you're going to be in step with those ones next.
Okay,
Oh
that's
my.
very funny.
There's a couple of rounds of that, so like Hervis is going to be on his own for a bit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
I wasn't sure if I was rolling or if these are just.
No, this is
these two catching up with
everyone
us.
for this one. Everyone for this one. So yes, sorry.
So failure, since I'm still melancholic.
Okay.
Oh.
As a sort
And fumble from Tyrmor.
Dame Tremors? No, that's a crit.
yeah,
The
because you're
horse
on
is
20.
20.
Yeah.
Very
There's a
good.
crit, nicely
Oh
done.
Not
yeah.
fumble episode.
Okay, that
Horse
let's.
girl rises.
Okay, and how did you do, Mobe? There's also a
I'm
success.
still passing, but I'm not looking good. Like I've so four rounds of it, 4 aggravation damage. I'm breathing heavy, but I'm still going.
Nicely done.
How long?
I'm very happy
you're
to share
getting-
it. Everyone wants to know. You can just look at the character sheet, but for the excitement of the viewers, I'm gonna say he's
Getting there.
getting
You
there.
No,
are
I meant how long is it like meant to take us to get to the castle? Like how long was this meant to go?
all the way
Like, was
through.
it-
Not too far, but surely the mercenaries won't chase you the entire way there. They have other duties. So Mobe, you are nearing the end of your journey. You certainly hope. Okay, so
Either we're
Boris.
nearing the end of our journey, or Sir Mobe's nearing the end of his.
Yeah. If I had to do something, if I met an ogre in combat right now, it'd be extremely bad.
I see.
Oh, that's not a command. There we go. All right. So for mine, succeeds.
Fumbles.
God damn it. Fails.
What is there
Fumbles,
skill like
get in the-
15?
Get in the woods. Yes. And succeeds. There
There's
are
only-
4 of them wandering around in the woods.
There are 3
so
of
good.
them that are like keeping pace with us at the
This
moment.
is when you
yeah.
also roll some extra hidden thing we don't know about, and you go, now there's 3 in the woods. Now there's 2 in the woods.
Dame Tremor, you got with a crit, you can get ahead to catch up with Sir Mobe. Actually, sorry, Sir Mobe's 1 more ahead, but you can move ahead past Sir Hervis and Sir Boris if you wish. Granted, they are possibly going to be engaged this round, as there are 2 in that area that have managed to keep
there
pace.
are 2 in the area that we can see, so 1 each. I'm not going to be much help because I've got Pierce in front of me. I'm going to be, if anything, a hindrance in a fight. So yeah, I'm going to keep going.
Okay, you race forward and away. I sit down.
Am I able to catch up to Hervis? Is that?
You are. So, Sir Boris, you catch up with Hervis just as you see 2 of these knights bearing down on him, and with a hurrah, you engage as well. Both of you, please
Great.
make sword rolls. Sir Boris, you will.
Do I get to keep?
For this one,
'Cause
I
I
think
only
yes,
did it
because this one was for
halfway
literally
through
like
the
1 roll. Yes, you can roll for this one, but it will fade after that. And Sir Hervis praying he takes a very little amount of damage.
God damn it! That's annoying.
But What are we doing?
Rolling an attack as they have
I'm
caught up with you.
Sorry.
It's alright.
They have again. I lost that. All right. My sword roll. Limited by horsemanship. Fumble.
My
So I will tick my sword
You
skill.
will. All right. This one's going to Saboris.
Critical fumble,
Or is it
my
horsemanship? Or is it horsemanship? Because I fumbled into horsemanship.
It is your sword roll, so it is your sword skill.
Nice.
All right, a failure against for Saboris, so you are engaged. You are not able to get away, but no damage is dealt. And for Sir Hervis, that is a success. That's 21 damage coming towards you. And your sword, unfortunately, is dropped as the fight begins.
Not even knocked down?
So yeah, roll a dex to see if knockdown. But I've got good news and bad news. The good news
Dex
is
is not a
yes.
skill, it's a characteristic.
That's right, so it's a straight roll. You don't have a penalty. Well, but also the good news is you're no longer melancholic. The bad news is you're on the ground, you've dropped your sword, you're in a battle.
Upside though, if you've fallen off your horse, you are closer to your sword.
That is true, and you are
that's
able to get
true.
your sword.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
you'll
believe
take
I've fallen off my horse.
and
You'll
battle
take-
means glory.
you take 21 damage. You can apply your armor, but not your
What a
shield.
time to be alive.
So if you want to
Because
reconcile that.
the armor reduction doesn't change your knockdown threshold. Is that
No,
right?
knockdown's applied
You can-
first, and then we
You can
reduce
wear all the
armor.
armor you want, but you can still get knocked
They
down.
can still hit you
That
really
makes
hard.
sense.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, good. 11 damage. That brings me down to 6.
Oh my god, are you unconscious?
This is something we looked up last time, and I've already forgotten.
So your
You have an
unconscious value
unconscious
is your
threshold.
unconscious threshold is
7.
7.
And I just took 11.
There goes Sir Hervis.
Wait, no, is it unconscious is taking a certain amount? No, it's once your hit
No,
points
sorry,
are
below
under
7.
that level.
Which
I am unconscious.
he went down to 6 and his unconscious is
I just
7.
went down to 6.
Okay.
Either way, terrible.
So in that case, then the two of them are going to turn to Saboris.
What are my options? Like, just in terms of like.
Yeah. Your options
this
are
ga-
fight both of them and have a -5 penalty to each roll, to both of the rolls that you're doing. The other one is attempt to evade and somehow get away from them long enough that you can flee, and the other one is to surrender. Those would be the options that I can think of, at least.
Okay.
Surrendering, not the worst. You know that two of your companions are ahead, and surrendering would be staying with Sir Hervis and looking to him, because he was going into this with a, quite significant wound, and he's been battered to the point of down. But if you think you can hold them off, you can try to. There's always a risky plan.
I'm not a good enough sort. Like, I might get lucky, but I'm not.
You have your passion invoked.
I do? Still?
Yeah, it lasts the duration of a scene, I think.
Yeah, which was the last scene, and also I think you'll continue to do honorable stuff. I'm happy to let it roll for this one. I think
Okay.
that makes sense. The other option is to ride off into the
Dave.
forest really hard.
Dave, I would like to ask if I could roll against my prudent versus reckless.
Yeah, for sure.
To
That's
determine whether
perfect.
I'm going
Perfect,
to
perfect.
take the sensible thing. I don't think in this moment, correct me if I'm wrong, surrendering in this moment does not feel unvalorous because I have a downed companion that I want to like protect, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, and you're
also,
outnumbered.
valorous
This
is
Yeah.
valorous is not famous for me.
For sure.
This
I
feels
think
more
that fully
prudent
plays.
reckless, and also my prudent and reckless is 10 and 10. So like, let's
We'll
find
see how
out.
it goes. Which one would you like to roll against first? I think that fully plays.
I don't know. I don't know which one I want to roll against first. Let's roll against prudent.
Roll a d2 first to randomly determine which one you roll. You're welcome
No,
to do that.
let's roll against prudent.
Okay, go for it.
Okay,
Okay,
success. So I don't roll against reckless.
that's right. You can, I think
And and that kind of then directs, I'm going to, like, by letting this fall to the dice have decided Boris will surrender with like but please let me tend to my friend.
Okay.
Like, kind of thing.
You sort of draw your sword, let out a cry, and as the other one unseats Sir Hervis and sends him to the ground, you see that he is not moving and is in need of aid. And wheeling your horse around, you see that the numbers are against you, and although it, shakes you to do it, you stow it, raise your hands in a gesture of surrender, and let them take you. So Sir Hervis and Sir Boris are removed from the field of engagement, and with those two committed to holding you, there is only one knight who is even remotely close to catching up with the other two of you. So if they crit this, there's a chance. Otherwise, Sir Mob Triamore and the Sleeping Pierce are away. So
they're gonna try though. They're gonna
They don't know necessarily. They
continue
they don't necessarily know the full numbers. I'm gonna give them one. If they don't crit this one, I'm just gonna it's gonna fade. Jim, I'm not gonna have you roll unless they come up because you haven't seen signs of knights for a while. You think it's over, and you're possibly slowing down a bit to see if your allies catch up.
Yeah, I'd also, I'd be pretty desperately trying to, I'm wavering in the saddle. Yeah.
So Tremor, if you can roll your movement rate and your horsemanship, to see how you go.
Yeah.
I'll roll for my final.
Which one would you like first?
Go your movement rate, because that one's, the crit's the actual chance to raise a head.
Which is 14.
Nice. Good success. So your horse's movement rate, so it's 20, so you're pretty set.
Right. I'm good, yeah.
And now go for the horsemanship. Oh my god.
Guys, I mean...
Well now.
Truly.
Hell yes.
And he fails. So, well
and
done.
Catch you up
okay.
with me. You, right up, and we've got,
Sword, horse, 2-2.
Unfortunately, we have lost most of our better speakers as we go into the next beat.
How good is Pierce?
Sleeping and not very.
Unconscious.
Pierce is worse at most things than I am.
Okay, all right.
You're not in a good position when you're asking, okay, can we keep doing the plan with Pierce?
I was thinking.
Do we fall back on Pierce, the unconscious one?
If I was thinking what would happen if I was the only one who got out and collapsed. And I had this moment of could I write a note? And I was no, I can't. I'm not literate, and no one's literate. And it's a real I have a message, but I can't get. It's very cool. It's yeah.
Actually, there's a chapter on Arthurian acts in the Game Master's Handbook. One of them is Captivity. Which is very good because it's a thing that happens quite a lot. With flagging, no penalties for this one because we rolled and I think it totally made sense. But just for future note, surrendering to an enemy after being reduced to half hit points or less is never a dishonorable act and is often the wisest course of action for character survival. So that's the thing to have in mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I assume to surrender, to ensure the safety of a companion.
You're surrendering on my part.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This totally plays. That's just we've got a benchmark,
I went to see Henry V the other day, the play, which just weirdly has a bunch of references to everything that's happening in this era because they talk about. But anyway, even centuries after the sort of setting here and the time that the stories were written, they're constantly talking about hostages all the time, and every battle report they're getting after the war is and how many are taken, and it's a huge thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Sir Boris and Sir Hervis are taken off to the side, and one by one, more and more knights gather around you. And eventually you are reseated, and though not given your weapons, you're taken back, and you'll be taken towards King Serdic's camp to be spoken to and to be held until a ransom is paid. So Mo, them Triamore, and the Sleeping Pierce, however, have successfully escaped and continue their ride, and with them go your hopes. They've gotten away, and perhaps by turning and holding them off for just long enough, they'll be able to deliver the message.
We'll get help. We're getting help. That's right. We do also have a job to do, so it kind of would suck if none of us got through.
Oh, very much so. The two of you, three of you, are able to
And a half of you.
eventually reach Silchester, where the Duke Ulfius has his seat. It's the early morning when you arrive. Probably not even morning, actually, still like late night, and before anyone is in attendance. And as you ride up, panting hard, you see a sort of there's knights posted and everything, and one of them will hold out a hand and demand that you explain yourselves and why you are riding as armed knights through another lord's territory.
Saxons.
What did you say? Taxes?
What?
Saxons. Bunch of
Oh,
Saxons.
Saxons. Loads of Saxons.
Saxons. Siege. Bunch of them.
We are sent on. We are sent by Lord Robert, whose father was a great friend of this lord. We are sent directly to him in a time of crisis with a critical message. Unified under our this lord was a subject of the old king.
Yep,
past,
that's right. Yep.
Under our previous fealty to the fallen king.
This knight looks over the both of you, sees that you're badly wounded, tied. He says, "Your horses will need to be stabled, and know that the hour is early. My duke is still in his quarters. You may enter, but you may not find him quite ready to receive guests."
I pray that you might impeach upon him the urgency of the situation. I do not wish to disturb his noble station, but with every fiber I have, this is a crisis.
Know that the urgency is understood. You may be taken through immediately. I step to the side, and your horses are given water, and you leave them sort of lathered. The Pierce is taken down, and he's beginning to regain consciousness as he looks about and sees that somehow or another he has made it. He struggles to get to his feet to attend to you, Dame Triamore, but likely you leave him with the horses to watch after them. And the two of you are taken deeper in. This is
I was not injured once again.
It's kind of killing it. So this is it's quite a large town. This is more significant than Sarum, and there are there's a host of knights, and you feel a little bit like, oh, we're a bit backwater compared to this. Like, we're not nearly as significant. And looking around, you also you recognize some of these knights from stories that you've been told, and these are heroic figures. And if all goes well, perhaps they'll be riding beside you in the battle to come. So, given the early hours, you will be received in the Duke's private chamber, and before he is fully prepared, I'm going to need a courtesy roll to see if you can.
Sure.
Jackson.
I just had a thought, at the risk of doing the terrible crime of retconning 15 minutes of screen time. I'll be off for the next 2 weeks. Is there any chance I would have muttered out as I was slipping into unconscious a warning to Sir Boris to say,
True.
absolutely not. You need to get yourself to Silchester. They need your courtesy.
So Boris still would have
me.
needed to. So Boris still needed to fight their way out of it. I think the being with you is right, but
gotcha.
you being unconscious definitely can put you in the back seat for a bit and can be
That's
handled
all right
as
then.
necessary.
You
But
also may need just basically it may be a whole adventure of Sir Boris getting you out of
That's all right
Yeah.
then. As long as Sir Boris is going to have a good time.
I'm gonna
that's
say,
all that matters.
if this system has an entire little section of you captured, now
How
what?
to be a hostage.
13
you're a
pages.
I'm kind
hostage.
of excited to see what that looks like, because if the whole point of this
Right.
is everyone's hostages all the goddamn time, the system's got to allow for that. So let's find out what it
fine.
does.
It's more that in your absence, we're gonna heck up the siege.
Yeah.
Hey, this would be a really good time to invoke a passion for your homage lord or maybe your honor to
Exactly.
make
Yes.
sure that this
Homage
works.
Lord would absolutely be the one. So here's the thing.
Homage Lord.
you know the way it's going to go. So just one of you needs to succeed a courtesy roll, but choose which one wants to make the attempt. And then it's going to be an orate roll to actually make your case. If the courtesy roll fails, you're going to have a penalty on the orate. So if you choose to invoke a passion for one, you'll need to choose which one you want to apply it to.
Yeah.
And you also kind of need to decide who's going to speak, because you won't both
What's
get
your
attempts.
courtesy?
I am vacant and vulgar. I rolled really badly when we were generating characteristics on appearance, and none of my points have fit.
My orate's 5. My orate is 5.
It's higher than mine.
Oh, okay. Fascinating.
Oh, no.
Okay. What's your
I
courtesy?
have some courtesy though. I got a couple of points in that. So here's my thought. I'll roll the courtesy to try and to lean through.
Get us in the door.
And then, like you've got better orate than
You also
me.
got then, James. You can invoke your Homage Lord for courtesy, and Trimo, you can invoke Homage Lord for orate.
Orate.
So actually, I had a different angle because my Homage Lord is fine, but there's a real way to succeed in this. You mentioned that there's all these cool knights, and we're kind of from a backwater. I'm also wounded, and I might think to reveal this here and play into, oh god, big tough lord. I'm the best rider and knight, and this is all we got. We know that we need to swear homage to you. We've come modestly, because I'm famously modest, to try and beseech you to come and help us. If that's an angle I can use.
I can
Homage Lord is
see
13,
it.
so.
Homage Lord's probably my favored of the two.
I can just go Homage Lord, that's fine.
Well, because your passions are what give you bonuses. Your traits don't. Your traits
aren't
you
gonna
can't
give you shit,
invoke
man.
traits.
There
You
we
can,
go. Alright, well,
it can determine which way you're going, but it's only if you get a crit on it that you actually apply bonuses to it.
understood.
So yeah, it's just
I'll
the
go
passions
with
then.
Homage Lord.
Okay, so
Let's
go for that
go.
first, Jim.
Yep, rolling. That is a success.
Nice.
Okay,
So
that's a
I-
plus
We're
5
in
to
the door. We're in
courtesy.
the door, fam.
+5 to my courtesy, which brings it up to from 7, not great, to 12.
There's a
So
chance.
Hey, guess what? Boris.
it
Okay.
worked.
That's what you would have got from me. So you're
Hey.
good.
No.
All right. So Mob and Dame Tremor, you are ushered into the keep. And you find the Duke Ulfius in his bedchambers. He has sort of like a sort of silken undershirt and then a rich fur robe of something large and stoat-ish. He is this like old and very... He's got that like aristocratic Roman line still going through him, and everything's very official. And he sits at like a small table with this like sort of like the bowl of grapes and then the morning wine. And as you come in, you sort of bow appropriately and whimper when required, and just clearly show that you have inconvenienced him greatly. And but it was only because this is so critical a task. And Dame Triamore, it is left to you to speak on the matter. So it's going to be an alright roll.
Can I
you-
still use my homage lord?
Yep, you can. If you want to roll that first.
I would like to not regret this. I am not regretting this.
Okay, that's a
That
plus
is
5.
good. Do-do-do-do.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Okay.
We did it.
Okay, fam. We got this.
Very well
we got
done.
this.
Believe it.
We
Okay.
didn't heck it up. We didn't heck up the whole
We didn't
thing.
heck it all up.
You arrive and you state your terms. The Saxons have surrounded Duplain, and they have demanded that Lord Robert give himself over entirely to King Cerdic and to pay the terms of the agreement. If they can get through there, they can continue all throughout Salisbury, take
come.
Sarum, and there will be a scourge on the land. Duke Ulfius is reminded of the old terms, the sort of, allegiance they had. He remembers Lord Robert's father, and you can see him positively bristling at the fact that there are Saxons so
And
close.
do you know what? And the way that they put those terms was really ugly. It was really like, as if, come on.
I don't want to say what they called you, but
Yeah, right? They were so disrespectful to our Lord Robert.
they made allusions that your fantastic robe was made from your mother's hair. But look,
It's no more. It's no more. He stands up and brings all debate to silence. He says, I accept your lord's fealty, and as my now vassal, I will gather my forces and he will be relieved. We'll need some days to muster them. Prepare yourselves as well, and when ready, we'll ride forth and we'll rescue your lord. And with that, he turns and immediately, stirred to action, begins to bring people together.
Sweet, I
That was
almost
fast.
sweat.
Well, it's funny because in the back of my head there is something that, and this has happened a few times with Pendragon. I like that it sort of plays out on a different scale and with some of the other expectations. You know, being captured, having all kinds of things happen. They're not necessarily bad things. Something in the classic adventure format tells me that what you're actually meant to try and do is get him to not have to swear fealty. But fealty, again, isn't a bad thing.
No,
it's unifying the realm in some sense. It's like, yeah, no, this is great.
And
Also,
he is,
like,
He's still our lord.
Hey, Jim, if Crusader Kings has taught us anything, once you're underneath someone, you've got a pathway to being where they are.
That's true. That's very true.
And this guy looks like he's got it all, so we've got faith in Lord Robert to
Does he
climb
have a
this ladder.
single daughter?
Yeah. Has he got it? I'll tell you what, has he got a son?
Has he got a couple of knights around who might be interested? Yeah. So the expectation would be that the two of you remain here and then ride back down with his army. Trying to get back to Duplain by yourselves would be, like, suicidal, so there's just no sense in it. So Mob, we might see if you recover, because then you can join. So I'll just roll a sort of like a general chirurgery check.
If this is a big city, maybe they have a better surgeon.
Again, her skill wasn't bad. It was fine. She just didn't like you. I'll just roll against her one because it's close enough. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna. It was 14. I am just gonna roll a d20 because I do think she is a little bit cursed.
Oh yes,
does
See,
succeed.
she was deliberately doing this. I mean, I ticked my suspicious in the last
Yeah,
one.
he
I think
did.
it's, yeah.
So, where am I put my injuries thing down? So, chirurgery roll succeeds. You are no longer debilitated. You can apply your healing. So you'll heal. You can both heal your healing rate. And then towards the end of the week, the knights will turn south.
Hey, I've just realized something actually, and it's still good, thank God. I took aggravated damage, and that reduces the success of the roll by the value of the aggravated damage I took. But it will still succeed with a result of a 9.
Wait, really? Wait, what's the
that
rule for aggravated?
I believe that when you take aggravated damage, it increases the difficulty of a surgery roll made against you by each point of aggravated damage that you've taken, because you've not been taking care of yourself.
That makes
That's
sense.
a vague
I did
memory I have
not
from reading
have that
last
in my
time.
notes.
But if I might be wrong about that, I just remember reading it, desperately trying to figure out how to get myself out of the mess I was into. But even plus the aggravated damage, that result of 9 will be at his skill if it's the same as the woman. So it's all good. In fact, actually, if I take exactly the aggregated damage, it's a crit.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
I
I can't see that rule immediately. So
well,
regardless,
I won't take a
healed.
No crit.
You are no longer debilitated, and the two of you can heal your rates. Back at the camp. So Saboris and Sahervis, you are taken back to King Cerdic, and you will have an opportunity to sort of be interviewed. He will speak with you at some point. He also recognizes that it is the two of you that fought his champion. And I think Sir Kindwolf is present as you speak with him. And Sir Hervis, you sort of you'll come back to consciousness during this, so you can speak, but badly wounded. And now sort of you're not manacled or anything. Far too crass. You're just removed of your swords and stationed towards the sides. And King Cerdic, who feels himself to be in a very superior position, speaks with you, and Sir Kindwolf just sort of menaces you from the side, glowering down and clearly just being very, very pleased. The nature of your capture, what you were trying to do, honestly, telling him where they're headed isn't a bad thing, because Duke Ulfius has the numbers to cause them to flee. They may just begin to gather up and retreat if they believe you, or they may sort of change strategies and everything. Basically, how do the two of you handle yourselves in this situation? And in the kind of the larger scale of this capture and the following days.
That's a good question. I'm a little bit more, only slightly more deceitful than I am honest. but also it is pretty
So Boris is famously honest, so it's
intriguing.
probably
Oh, okay,
getting
so that
out.
ship may have sailed.
No, because again, famously honest does not mean that you give up secrets. Really, like that's not how that. Like I've looked up the skill, and it's like
It doesn't, but I
deal
would-
with people honestly.
I would get you to roll against your honest skill if you try to actually mislead him in this point. Because
Oh, yeah, no.
you were captured in doing so, and like also telling him what's happening is not. You're very much like the pride of like, no, you've been outplayed, sir. Lord Robert has friends in high places, and your doom comes on horses' hooves. You know, listen for the sound. You have but a week before you are slaughtered where you stand. You know, like you're like you nerd.
Yeah, I think it like because specifically it was like you don't like honesty does not. I'm trying to find the damn thing because I've read it a couple of times.
Well,
And it's
either
very
way, do you want to try and be dishonest? Because otherwise we'll just like.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be dishonest, but I don't necessarily have to tell him. I can just be like, I'm not telling you.
Yeah, that does make
I-
sense. It's like, I'm sworn to secrecy. I will not reveal this. But, you know, then again, he might do something like, say, and they're going to the castle to get help, and you stay tight-lipped, and he sees in your eyes,
Yeah.
kind of.
I mean, if he goes, have they gone to get aid? Then Boris is going to be like,
So
obviously.
is it? Yeah.
I have an
Yeah.
intriguing plan.
Hit me.
I have an intrigue, regardless of what we end up telling King Cerdic and how we end up telling him. When we are captured and when we're being held, I would like to be very careful about what I say among the men, among the rank and file. I want to be intriguing enough to make it seem like I'm letting slip, you know, oh, we were heading this way, you know, what I wouldn't have given for a feast at Silchester. And, you know, someday when we are, you know, vassal lord, lieges of, I've already forgotten his name.
Duke Ulfius.
Lord Duke Ulfius, you know, blah, blah, blah. I want to kind of like sprinkle in what the plan was to make the grunts think that they can figure something out, and that'll make them more convinced. Because it seems like if the tactic is to tell King Cerdic, Duke Ulfius is gonna heck you up, like we've got to convince him of that, and he's the enemy. Whereas if I can get the grunts to figure that plan out, then they will be already convinced because they can think that they've already figured it out. Does this make any sense?
I
to
think
anyone?
so. Yeah, you're seeding it in the area. So staying kind of tight-lipped in front of King Cerdic, and
think-
then
Yeah.
seeding some.
Yeah.
Regardless
so,
of what the strategy with King Cerdic is, which may be up to Boris and
Yeah,
his
so-
whims, but I just want the grunts to know with certainty, because they've figured it out, that
it's all
Duke
over.
Ulfius is on the way, and that's bad news for them.
I like it. I like it.
I can't find the exact passage because it's not under honest deceitful. Although honesty does say persons famous for their honesty are said to have integrity and to be trustworthy, scrupulous, and reliable. So, with that in mind, no, famous honesty does not mean you blurt out secrets to people because that would make.
I'm not
it's
suggesting
just-
it blurting, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
also
yeah.
it's not a secret. You rode really hard through their camp and we're heading to Duke Ulfius. Like,
Yeah. So I think if there's like because again, Boris is not the smartest. If like Hervis is like you should tell them, it will scare them. Then you know if King Cerdic goes, why were you riding so hard? Say to get aid. You know, we do not seek to be under the rule of Saxons, though you may be noble in your own right, good king. We are not your subjects, and we will resist occupation. And as such, we will band together against your forces wherever we can.
he
Again,
paces towards a map and looks down on it and thumbs across it. He says, "There's only one person to the north that you would have sought out. You're riding to the defender of the Vale, and he will not give anything so freely. So you will submit to him. You will swear your fealty to him, but you will not do it to me, who is already here. Explain why. Are you so resistant to join mine kingdom?
We are God-fearing people. We are good. We are just. We are honorable. And from what we have seen, you Saxons have none of those traits. I think it would simply be ill-fated joining.
He stands and takes it. He says, "So, Kindwolf, retrieve their arms, their horses. They are mine, as I've captured them successfully. Have them swear the oath, and then take them to a tent where they can recover. We have plans to make."
Excuse me?
Yeah, so I was reading the thing about, because there's that section about captivity, which is exciting. When you are captured, you must make an oath of parole, which is an oath of submission that basically promise you won't try to escape. Come on, guys.
Oh, that's
Be
nice.
for real.
I like that.
And then if you make it, they just go like, all right, they can hang out. They're cool. Like, it's fine.
Then
And
if you escape, then you lose all your honor.
yeah, and you just go and do stuff. So it's basically promise that you'll hang out. If you are taken by someone who's more on the level, they might even give you like your arms and armor back and stuff. King Sertic is not that. So all of your things are taken, and you're kind of under watch a little bit, but you're not shackled or anything. You are given food and quarters appropriate to your station, so ordinary as your household knights. However, so where was the section I was reading? As the arms and horses of the captive now belong to the captor by right of conquest. And Jackson, you've waved that Saxon sword around lot. You made a really big point about it, actually, on several circumstances.
You're not wrong.
So I think he'll be taking that. Is there anything you'd like to do to tell him not to? It will not be. It is his by right of conquest. He has defeated you, unhorsed you, and taken it. The other thing, Sir Hervis, here is an opportunity. That sword came down through your father. You didn't earn it yourself specifically. If it were to be taken by the Saxons, then you just need to go and get it back from them. And it's kind of a second opportunity for you to really earn it. It's up to you how you see it. Like, you could just give it over and be like, I'll be back for that.
If it makes any difference, because you are injured, and Boris knows this, he would put a hand, like if he did see you bristling, he would put a hand on your shoulder and say, Hervis, my friend, we are in no position to argue with King Sertic in this moment, but rest assured, when we are free, and when we fight the Saxons on the battlefield, you have my word as your companion that I will help you recover that sword so that you may have the honor and glory of doing that yourself.
It was won, it may be lost, and it can be won again.
As you have always been better at the strategy and tactics than I feel that in this moment, if you let your head lead over your heart, you will understand this is the right tactical decision.
Of course. I'll hand it over to the Saxons and say, Duke Orpheus will have a choice of arms for... Oops!
Ooh.
I bet genuinely Boris, with his irresonant speech / just like guffaws, like that full loud belly chest laugh at that.
I also like the idea that you're...
No, like you go...
It was a cunning ruse.
I also like the idea that so Boris is so honest that he thinks Sir Hervis did let it slip. And he was like, come on, man. No, what are you doing here?
No, fully. He's like, oh, you let it slip. Oh, isn't this funny?
So Hervis, why don't you go ahead and give me an intrigue roll. See if you can let that seed this... Okay.
We are so back.
I'll also flag, so your sword is taken by Sir Kindwolf. And it looks a needle in his hands, but when he takes it from you, he just grins down at you. This is another one for the collection, and slides like the second scabbard into his belt. And as he turns, you could kind of swear to yourself, like, I'm getting that back, you half giant.
We have beaten you once, good sir. We shall do so again.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to pick up once again, Stefan in chat. Would giving up my sword willingly earn a tick for hate Saxons?
Hell yeah, dude.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. And also, immediately, you can both take hate Saxons if you want. These Saxons are, they're hate-worthy. They continue to do things that make you hate them. Everyone can have hate Saxons.
I don't, like, Boris finds them annoying in the sense of, like, they're stopping me from going to my liege,
So Boris has a very different definition of it. They attacked you on the road, laid siege to you for 2
the mercenaries
weeks.
did, and they were getting paid for that.
Yeah, by the Saxons.
Yeah.
I would, if I was at war with them, I would hate them a little. But so Boris is
here's
a
the thing,
greater
though.
man.
I do hate them a little. I hate them 5. They are people that I do not want to be like under the rule of. But it's one of those things where like it as a whole don't like them. Individually, I'm sure they're fine.
I hate them 8. I feel exactly the same. It's like
Right on there.
don't like them. They suck. But like, they're not worth me expending emotional
Don't need
energy
to worry
on
about it.
when I can spend that on loving my lord instead.
If one of them does like, there are definitely things in my head for if Saxons do a specific type of thing, probably to one of my companions, that will tick it. But at the moment, they're not really acting outside of like the honorable systems that we have. They're doing all of the things that. So Boris is like, I don't like you.
That totally plays. Oh, that's possibly my presentation. They are doing that stuff. They are racing around and pillaging the nearby areas. As you are with them for the week or for this following period, you will see them lay siege and torch
pillaging people. Then
they love a pillage.
Okay. I'm
That's
not
what people.
about that.
They love pillaging. Peasants have stuff
right.
and they really want it.
Well, then I'll take it. We'll see.
But generally,
how it
also,
goes.
this is-
maybe it won't change it.
But this plays genuinely as Boris. This is possibly the first time you've seen it firsthand of like the actions that they are taking. You're like, oh, this is not knightly. They're not holding themselves, and it just you're like, yeah, this is why we are swearing to do Golfius, because these guys are not the same people as we are. They don't have the same values.
I can imagine you said that the hostages get nice stuff. It's like they bring you into a tent and it's like, oh yeah, they're giving us appropriate station. They are honorable, and then you pick up like the food or like the cutlery or whatever, and you realize it's all stolen from the villages around. Like you've ridden through this. This has this like wooden bowl has the crest of
100%
Stilton Market on it or whatever.
The Black Abbey that's just
well,
there. They've
like,
definitely had a bit of a raid of that.
If they're stomping the little people, Boris don't like that.
Also, they did Oath of Conquest. They did get there, so they're allowed to have it. All right.
But like the stuff about that's the one thing Boris isn't as big on is the like still agrees with station as a concept, but your station doesn't mean you get to like step on people. It is you must protect those people, and these people are not about that, and that's not okay.
That's it.
A real Spider-Man.
We'll swear the oath because that is the correct thing to do. And then unless they stop us, Boris is gonna spend some time wandering around the camp, having a look at like how they're set up and just kind of being curious.
You can have a medium wander. You're under watch and everything, but you guys are you have some time to look around it. You also, so Herbert, you definitely do a bit of healing as well, as you were clobbered unconscious yet again.
Oh yeah,
that'd be good.
I have a wound, but I'm kind of I don't know that I desperately trust them to do any kind
And
of
if it's
first aids.
minor, they probably don't offer it either.
Then I'll just wait for the like weekly healing to happen.
Yeah. So, oh my god, what was click? Couple of bits and pieces. There's some stuff about the captures which are very interesting, because basically it has to get word out that you've been captured. So word will be taken up to the Duplain, and they will say that basically your knights have been captured in their attempt to escape. They don't really say how many so much. They try to like sow that like it's failed, you're done for, surrender now. And Lord Robert basically reiterates that he has faith in his knights, and they will do no such thing. But ransom will be arranged for those that were taken, and they begin to put that into order. Back up in Silchester, a couple of things. One, I actually should have given you a bonus of 1/1000th of your glory, Dame Triamore, to your roll, and just for future context, like that'll get you a little bit extra.
That's pretty cool.
As you gain renown. And apart from that, as the week goes, you prepare to ride back forth. So, Duke Ulfius musters his forces, and this is the greatest host that you've yet ridden with. This is what it must have been like at the Battle of Netley Marsh, when so many gathered under one banner to fight against King Cerdic. And based on the number of forces that you saw around Duplain, this is a greater number, and they will be driven away. You march down south along the banks of the Test, which is the river that flows through this forest, and you do so in the company of many other knights. You get to know them, you share your stories, and we'll do the reconciliation when we come to winter. But you have all earned glory, and those of you that made it the furthest have earned yet more as you're able to sort of like share in the company of these knights, tell your tales, and continue to grow your renown. Eventually, you come down towards the south, and you find, as also your companions have found, that King Cerdic has realized that his position is untenable, and he has begun to spur his men to return, to begin to give up the siege and make away. He himself is far to the front and are retreating, but there are others still to take. And as Duke Ulfius sees them stretched along between Duplain and the Abbey of the Black Cross, he sounds his trumpets and orders them to be ridden down like dogs, and the charge is given. He raises himself in his stirrups, and everyone races down. So, this is not a full battle. They have retreated mostly, and the bulk of the battle is being held by Duke Ulfius's forces. You are not expected to do so. But there is an opportunity for Samob and Dame Triamore to make some impact on this. It suggests you could roll energetic or vengeful to see who you pursue, with energetic possibly having you go after one of these mercenary knights, or vengeful being down to ride down some of the footmen and just take it out on the Saxons. This is not a full combat. This is, you have this. The battle is grossly in your favor. You have succeeded in rallying the troops that you need. This is just to see if you can get some opportunities from it.
Cool. I'm gonna hit some more energetic then.
Okay.
Because I'm better, but I'm still on really low health. If I know that this is sort of
you can just be like it's an opposed roll. If you fail, you're not gonna. Actually, I think the sensible thing probably would be sit back and don't engage. You only would have been like barely brought out of debilitated, honestly.
In which case, I'll roll in my famous 17 plus merciful to set that I don't.
Love it. Really good.
Which succeeds, and instead I stay back and I know the field, so I tell people where the defenses are, and I'm riding with like the strategists.
Oh hell yeah!
Just double checking, Dave. When we like roll against our personality traits, like I did prudent before, we only tick those as well if it's like
significant,
critical or significant.
Yep. Same terms. Okay, so Dame Truma, we'll do an opposed horsemanship with one of the mercenary knights to see if you can catch. And Samobax, do you want to give me an unopposed battle roll? Because you do know the area, and maybe you can, parlay that into some direction.
A success. I tell them where to go. I relate what I spotted in the camps and what I've been watching, and tell them where the king's tent was, and therefore where the sally points will be, and all that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yep. So Dame Triamore, you are able to successfully ride down one of these mercenary knights. You win. You are able to capture one of them, and you can ransom them for £3 or livre, whichever they are, the squiggly symbol if you want. So you'll be able to do that. And Samob, you are able to successfully direct the battle, and word of your knowledge creeps up through the ranks, and you'll earn yourself 10 glory for this as you just share the information throughout it.
Very good.
You then are able to ride back towards Lord Robert and share the news. Most of the forces have retreated, and those that have been left behind are sort of almost instantly cowed and surrendered. And so Boris and Sir Hervis, your ransoms have actually been paid already, as Lord Robert is not in the place of bandying about with his captured knights, and he is loyal to you as you are to him, and so he's in a position to do so. He pays it instantly, and you are sent back after only a few days under capture. Also, so that you can recover in the fort.
They probably wouldn't have moved you. It would have been like a huge hassle. They would have got like Robert, pay now, because if we're gonna leave, like we don't want to. So
yeah. How long has after all this happens? Will it have been a week?
Yep, it's a week.
Or not? Okay, so can I have healing rate?
Yes. this is the end of this adventure as well. So we're going into winter phase next, regardless. But yes, this would be.
Cool.
So the outcome of this is your mission was successful. This
Hooray.
daring gambit has earned you yet more renown, and though some of you were, captured on the pass, this was a perilous mission that any of you got through. That was the objective. And so Mob and Dame Tremor were able to successfully convince Duke Olpheus to rally so quickly in response is just another mark in your favor. Lord Robert is immensely grateful to all four of you, and reiterates this time and time again, as without you, undoubtedly, the Saxons would have ultimately taken Duplain, and he would have been taken hostage. You are... Sorry, go ahead, Jim.
Does this reputation filter down to Pierce?
Yeah, so he did go along with it. He wasn't particularly impactful, but he did get there, and it's going to be enough that once the time comes, Lord Robert takes Pierce and says that you've proven yourself loyal above all things and willing to do what you must, and that is the greatest sign of a knight. And he will raise him up in the same manner as you were each raised. And as this war with the Saxons continues, there is at least one more knight on the side of good, that being your side.
Hell yeah.
Someone who can
love to hear
against them. We'll sort of zoom out because we'll pick up with the winter phase next week, and Jackson, we can handle yours. Sort of, we'll just do some rolls and things for you in your time. Is there anything else that the single roll or single outcome that anyone would like to sort of focus in on, or we can handle a bit of that during the winter phase as well? Yeah. Honestly, I guess just closing
glory,
beats.
I guess, for the session.
Love glory. Yeah.
I love some glory.
Are we working that all out when we do winter, Dave?
Yeah, we'll do that then, I think. I've got a few instances of things that happened, and we'll seem to reconcile it. Okay.
I think I probably end up in now that things calm down, the siege is over, because I really didn't get much time when it wasn't sick, battle, or chaos. I probably get forced into a conversation with my father. Or maybe I kind of don't, and that's the point. I arrived late. I as soon as I was in, injury and siege. Then I rode out. When I rode back, the battle broke, and I had that. If there's anything, it'll
yeah,
be
true.
around
You're
that,
right.
but
You were completely knocked out for the duration of it. Let's pick this up a bit during the winter phase. Let's zoom in on some bits and pieces, because I just think it could be fun if you were stationed at Duplain through the winter or something like that. Kind of at your own direction. You have plenty of places to be. But yeah, you have struck a victory against the Saxons here, but it is not it is not forever. It's just one beat in the war. There's yet more adventure to be had, much more. All right, and that was the adventure of the King's Gambit.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys for playing, and thank you for everyone that tuned in. We'll be back next week to do the winter phase, to see how our knights develop and what their sort of personal adventures are, how they're setting themselves. And yeah, then I think Chaosium Australia is not in too long, right? That's in
it's
3
right
weeks
from
or
back,
something?
so
3 weeks away.
3 weeks, which is when I'll see you next at Chaosium Con.
Yeah.
So for reference for everyone here, we'll be playing a game at Chaosium Con Australia as we did last year. So that week, because Chaosium Con Australia goes across our normal stream time, we will be all in a physical location doing stuff.
That's right. So yeah, there won't be a stream that week.
We recorded it last time, didn't we? We didn't stream it.
We did, yes. And I think the intent is possibly to try and stream this time, but I'm not gonna, we're gonna see. It requires a bit of wrestling with technical stuff.
Yeah,
We'll see the game
technical
eventually
stuff
on YouTube
pending.
if it ends up.
It'll either be live or recorded.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back on following.
Awesome. All right, we'll leave everything there, and yeah. All right, thanks everyone. Ciao.
Good stuff.
We did.
Bye all.